Lower dunk.
Hello, listeners, and welcome to the finale, the season finale of Lower Dump, the show where we take somebody who hasn't played a video game or video game franchise, and we walk them through the lore. I am Chase, and I'm joined by
Neil. I have never been more jacked to the tits.
and
Hey, bada, swing. I got to just do my thing.
he did a bit.
I did a bit.
I'm so proud of him.
And
Welcome back.
And my name's Monty. It was a callback to the High School Musical discussion we had earlier.
Oh, I'm
See?
just proud of you for doing a bit.
It's not just a bit, it was a callback bit.
Wow.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
growing.
doubly good. You're growing as a person.
I'm so hyped to finish this game.
Yeah, you after part 4. Yeah, so we're back finishing up Yakuza 5.
Yes.
You after part 4, you're not feeling too hot in this game. I
Right
think
now,
you said
this
is currently
the worst.
It's
the
it's,
worst.
It's
This
been a
currently
roller
sits at worst.
coaster.
That's
But
shocking.
it has been a roller coaster. I think it's fair to say we've had ups and downs.
Ups and downs.
Taxi driver, prison break / bear fight,
Idol Awards.
idol awards, and baseball
Whatever, just
Idol
happened.
Awards
Yeah.
featuring Akiyama,
featuring
who was also there for some reason.
Part 4 dropped the game. I was legitimately really enjoying it. I do not care for part 4. I don't care for the baseball plot, and I don't care for this new character. I will be fine if he dies.
I fucking love Shinada. I love Shinada, man. Yeah. I'll come out and say, I know that I've been in the Discord saying that I hate Shinada. I've come around. I'm a Shinada truther.
Not a truther. Right, so what we're recap. Everybody's on their way to Tokyo now.
Everybody's on their way to Tokyo. They've all been Nick Furied except for Shinada, who has been Daigo Dojima, his old high school buddy.
Chum, yeah,
His old high school chum.
I had this. Oh, so quick thing on this. I obviously had this theory going through it that I thought that Daigo, whatever we still don't know what the grand conspiracy is leading to, what the big revelation is going to be. There will be one. Many disparate threads all feeding in, but we're going to find out. But my theory was that Daigo Dojima is behind it all. He is 12D chessing everybody, and Kiryu is involved. That has been my theory. After the reveal in part 4 that he's just been spending the past couple of weeks dicking about looking after an old classmate. So shit. I've decided that is no longer the plan. And what we're going to get is our 11th hour twist villain is going to be Goro Majima. This is going to be a power play by Goro Majima to become the new chairman of the Tojo.
interesting.
That is my new theory.
So you think that he's a villain?
Villain, antagonist, however you want to describe
They're
it.
all villains in a way.
This is all just going to boil down to whatever this is has been set in motion by Majima. It's been him pulling the strings the whole time, and it's all about a power play to take the Tojo and become the new chairman.
My theory is that they're all going to remember what good friends they are.
Friendship is magic. I think that. I do think that because we know that Majima is supposedly dead. We know in a meta sense that he appears in later games, so we know he's not dead. And a couple of other characters have now said, look, realistically, he's probably just missing. We don't know where he is. And we have learned nothing else about that humongous mystery for 4 parts. Mm-hmm. We are now approaching the finale not knowing what Majima's up to, where he is, or why he's been doing anything he's been doing. The finale needs to be all about Majima. And I think the best way to do that is Majima steps out of the shadows, 11th hour twist villain.
Let's do it.
Let's find out.
I remembered I had been texting one of our mods, our Discord mods, Alien, through the entire writing of the script, and I remember getting to that part at the end of part 4 and going, Lamau, I completely forgot that Daigo went to juvie because he just really, really loves baseball. Yeah. To which he went, honestly, truly the most Daigo play, and I'm like, you're so correct.
He's the worst now.
Top tier Daigo play.
Yeah.
All right, shall we get to it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hit it.
Part 5 finale. Fujita sits at his desk in Tokyo, a handwritten letter on the table before him. He looks at it with a neutral expression as he puffs away at his cigarette. A figure in a trench coat approaches. As Fujita says how it's funny, if he'd done this earlier, none of this would have happened. The letter is his confession, to be printed on the front page of every newspaper tomorrow morning. He looks up at the man. Let's put an end to this. It's the best thing we could do. Bang! Fujita falls in a slump to his desk as the man places a bullet between his eyes, blood leaking from his brain onto the confession before him. The man places a gun in Fujita's limp hand, picking up the confession letter and setting it alight, leaving it to burn in the ashtray as he walks away.
I don't want to get too gross with it or too in-depth right away. I feel like you should have shot him in the side of the head if you were going to make it look like he'd done it himself and not straight in the middle and then leaving the gun in one of his hands. How's he done that then?
Just really awkwardly.
You're so right.
What I got here, John? The world's most awkward suicide, Pete.
He leaves it to burn in the ashtray as he walks away, a pin falling from his person as he leaves. Omi Alliance.
Oh, okay.
Part 5, finale.
Hey!
Chapter 1. A Legend Returns.
Part 5, Part 1.
Part 5, Part 1 of 5.
We just can't just do simple storytelling structure. It's fine.
The streets of Kamurocho are alive with their classic hustle and bustle in the mid-afternoon sun as one Cosmic Kiryu makes his faded return.
There's the arch. We've missed you,
wearing the
Kamurocho.
suit.
Oh, do we feel like we're back in a Yakuza game?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. It's good to see him back. Good to see him dressed up.
He looks around, catching the eye of one that we know, but Kiryu doesn't. Baba!
Oh.
Watching from a nearby bus stand.
Oh, no.
He pulls his hat down over his eyes to try and lose attention.
Folks, just in case you've somehow forgotten, because they will be releasing a week apart, due to some form of dare or something, unfortunately, one of our villains, Boba, needs to be voiced with an Oliver Twist voice. Chase has decided
Chase is committed fully.
they've committed, they've come this far, and you can't give up on it now. So
I'm committed because it was the funniest thing in the fucking world when you said that, thinking he was the most minor character that was going to go away after a chapter, and I'm just in my head thinking of the ramifications and going, this is going to be beautiful.
in the finale, he's going to have a big villain monologue later on a rooftop, and it's going to be so unpleasant.
It's my fault you're in prison in the first place.
Dreams, my dream is to take down Saitama.
But then you showed me you'd have a second chance.
I've picked a pocket or two.
Kiryu ignores Baba, conscious
Of
that
course he does.
conscious that he's clearly being tailed, but leaving him to his own devices regardless.
That's so curious. I don't think that guy's following me. Anyway.
Deal with it later.
As he makes his way to New Serena to gather information, but he finds it closed. As he leaves, he notices Baba peeking from around the corner, but continues to ignore him.
Like a fucking
He's
ferret.
such a scamp.
He makes his way over to Stardust, hoping for Kazuki or Yuya. Unfortunately, neither of them are in, but Kiryu's at least able to learn from the boy on the door that shockingly, there's been no Yakuza about for the past few days. Normally they'd be fine anyway, because Yuya would just chase them away, but he's not even needed to recently. Kiryu again notices Baba, finally deciding that enough is enough, and choosing the vacant lot across from Public Park 3 as the confrontation site. Sure enough, Baba shows almost immediately. Unsurprised, Kiryu knew he was trailing him. He'd gotten word Kiryu was making his way to Tokyo and has been waiting. He also knows about everything that went down in Fukuoka. He claims to be a short-term collaborator of Morinaga's, not Tojo, but aligned in goals. He asks if Kiryu's arrival in Tokyo means that he's going to be involved, saying that it all goes far deeper than Kiryu realizes. Although they know that it's a yes. If Majima's death hadn't been enough to draw him out of Fukuoka, they would have found a way. Were you the ones who killed Majima? Tochi! What would you do if I said yes? I'd drop you right here and make you sputter through blood the name of whoever's puppeting you. Kiryu caves in most of Baba's face, leaving him a spluttering mess on the ground, saying how he didn't believe the legends were this true. I purposely left you enough of your face so you could tell me why you're here, not for you to lick my ass. Ha ha! You're just like him. Figures. Like who? Saitama Anarchy. Baba comments that Kiryu may actually have what it takes to stop them, agreeing to tell him Morinaga's plan if they move it to somewhere more private. He won't run. He promised that to Saitama back in
Baba,
Sapporo.
be careful. As soon as anyone starts telling a plan, there's a 50% chance they get shot in the chest mid-speech.
It's usually the head. Headshots. They move it over to New Serena, which has finally magically opened. The mama is shocked to see Kiryu back in town, but more than happy to, of course, give them the bar as a private space while they have their talk. The mama leaves them be, and Baba finally starts talking. With the Omi 7th chairman not long for this world, war is about to break out between the Tojo and the Omi. That's why high-ranking Tojo officers went to Fukuoka, Sapporo, and Nagoya to make peace agreements with the smaller families, bolster their ranks.
Yes, we know this. Daigo explained it in part 1 to me.
But of course, they all went awry because of Aoyama and Morinaga's betrayal. However, Daigo was one step ahead, going missing before they could execute their original plan of killing him alongside Patriarch Madarame. So Aoyama pivoted, decided to try and use Daigo's absence to take over the Tojo. But of course, that was never what they were tasked with. Quite the opposite. They were meant to sell out the Tojo to their real bosses, the Omi Alliance.
For those of us not fluent in Cockney, can you give me a sentence to tell me what you just said? What's the highlight? What do I need to know?
All right.
It's a recap of everything we know so far. Any new information?
Yes, that they were Omi Alliance. Right?
Daigo was ahead, and they were all being puppeted by the Omi.
Cool. So the claim right now is that the Omi is our big bad.
Yeah. They ultimately had two objectives: assassinate high-ranking officials like Daigo and Majima, and monitor former members like Kiryu and Saejima, luring them back to Tokyo with the ultimate goal of killing them as well, of course. And it had to be in Tokyo. As far as the Omi are concerned, the Tojo are built on two legendary members, the Dragon of Dojima and the Slayer of 18. Doing it here would crumble the clan. I have here somehow, I don't know, morale, maybe? I don't know, shrug. Sure. And in doing so, the Tojo would be theirs for the taking. They didn't just want the territory, they want the soldiers, all 30,000. That's why they've been trying to avoid an all-out war. After all, why kill their future recruits? He continues on, saying that Saejima is likely on his way to Tokyo now, telling Kiryu about their time in prison, his mission in that prison, and their ultimate brothership that made him falter at the last moment. That's why he's here spilling these beans after all. But whose beans are they? Baba keeps saying that it's all Omi pulling strings, but their captain Watase had no clue. To understand that, Kiryu needs to understand the current state of the Omi. With the news of the 7th chairman's imminent death, 3 families have begun making moves for the throne. The Watase family, based in northern Osaka and led by Captain Masaru Watase, have the most muscle. Lieutenant Horiyoshi Takachi, who has his power base in Hyogo and who's a great confidant of the 7th chairman, and Naoki Katsuya, the head of Osaka Enterprises, which has built an empire out of industrial waste disposal in southern Osaka. But while Watase is the assumed successor, he isn't the type to get his hands dirty in sneaky backhanded ways, and Takachi died in Nagoya, leaving only one option. The one behind it all, who hired Morinaga, Aoyama, and Baba himself. Okay. Over at Kamurocho Hills, Saejima arrives in Kamurocho. Detective Serizawa joins them shortly after apologizing for being late, saying that he had to deal with some internal dissension on his team. Slackers who want out from a case dragging on, up to him to clean that up. Lots of these kids need to grow up and stop dreaming.
Well, you're definitely our villain.
Yeah, you're the anti-dream man.
Saejima asks what his plan would have been if he'd run off. Beg the Metro Police to do their jobs for once. Watch as they close the net around you, smile, and take a nap. Since you'd be off my hands. I'll plan everything, my man. Sunglasses emoji. Saejima scoffs, saying that it's easy to hide in Kamurocho. Plenty of places the police would never find him. Serizawa cocks an eye, asking
if 200 meters across.
Yeah, but it's a lot of sewers down there.
Yeah.
So
Serizawa cocks an eye, asking if he means the underground sewers that he loves so much. And purgatory? Huh. I know more than you think. You ought to give the police a little more credit. Anyway, Saejima's job is now to track down Morinaga. They know that he's back in Tokyo, but they lost track of him after that. Only thing they know is that he'd be a fool to show his face at Tojo HQ after shooting the acting chairman. But where does he go in that case? Well, probably literally underground, waiting in the sewers to meet up with the Rat King behind all of this. Better Saejima go at it alone than send an army of cops after him. Before they can continue, though...
Suspicious.
Before they can continue, a car drives past them. Both men taking notice of a businessman in the back seat as the car drives into the Kamurocho Hills. Serizawa comments that it's an Omi executive, Naoki Katsuya. They have no clue why he's here, hoping it's for his day job. But anyway, Serizawa will keep an eye on him, while Saejima goes after Morinaga. Saejima heads off, heading down to Purgatory to the mansion of an old friend.
I did say I was missing him.
The Florist of Sai.
Yay, he's got the plot. All right, where are we going?
Yeah,
Where's
baby.
the
Who
plan?
chuckles, saying that Okinawa Maximum Penitentiary number 3 wasn't enough for Saejima. He just had to go and break out of Abashiri too. Nothing gets past him. Obviously, our favorite plot convenience knows why we're here. Funny enough, Saejima's not the first person who's come to him today looking for Morinaga. Now, he'd normally not spill on his clients, but in this case, he's willing to make an exception. He leads Saejima to a coliseum where there's a tournament in progress. One of the men in the ring with a tattoo of a leaping koi on his back. One very decidedly not dead, Aizawa.
Oh.
Aizawa, what?
He was
his
the
pal.
Yeah,
Morinaga's friend.
yeah, he was his older partner in their little double act who Morinaga brought him to the house, and by the time they got back, he said, "Oh, he's died."
Yeah, Morinaga claimed that he killed him, right?
And Morinaga claimed that he killed him and buried him on Mount Ino Bay.
Yes.
And remember then the police were like, we found a body up on Mount Ino Bay.
Right.
Or Inobo. But it was not him.
Good that he's back.
He's getting the absolute snot beaten out of him. He's bruised from head to toe, but he refuses to go down without finding Morinaga. He's beaten to the ground, seemingly unconscious, his opponent celebrating to the cheers of the crowd. All while behind him, Aizawa slowly pulls himself to his feet, jumping the man from behind and slamming him onto the floor. He wails on the man's face, breaking his nose, his jaw, his skull as the blood splatters around him, pooling beneath him. The man's clearly already gone, but Aizawa keeps wailing, screaming about how he needs to find Morinaga. He goes in for one final blow, but his hand is caught. He swings his head around in a rage, looking up to see Saejima holding his arm above him. The tournament adjourns, and the two men take a seat ringside. Aizawa tells Saejima that he still can't believe the betrayal of his sworn brother. He had no clue. The last time he saw him was after taking him out of the hospital post getting shot by Aoyama. He was in critical condition, needing surgery. But when Aizawa came to check on him, there was only a note. Get away. Go back to Tokyo. He'd obviously searched Fukuoka. Next he heard, Aoyama was shot dead by Norinaga's hand. They'd worked their way up together. How could he have betrayed Aizawa and everything they stood for? So he came to the florist wanting answers. But now he's at a dead end. After all, the florist may want winners, but he was not willing to help somebody willing to kill in the ring. It's fucked up. Saejima spits. The bond behind sworn brothers is sacred. It ain't like some piddling schoolboy shit. Saejima gets up.
Really? Because you and Bubba made one like that.
That is a good point.
No, they're brothers, but they're not sworn brothers.
Oh, apologies.
He's sworn brother with Majima still.
Yeah. Saejima gets up, asking if Aizawa has any fight left in him, walking into the ring. He reaches up, grabbing the corner of his coat and ripping it away, telling Aizawa to get his ass up there, beat him, and go find Morinaga. And if seeing him doesn't do it for him, pummel him till he's satisfied.
Sorry to say, Aizawa, I'm not playing as you in this bit.
Wallow in self-pity all you want, but when your sworn brother starts straying down the wrong path, it's up to you to set him straight. Aizawa gets up, slowly walking into the ring as the cage lowers around them, and with a scream, links arms with Saejima. Saejima proceeds to lift the little babby up into the air, leap up, pile drive his skull into the earth. Tee-hee-hee-hee.
Cage match. Is this player playing on New Game Plus, Chase? That's a humongous health bar compared to Aizawa's, which is so small.
Okay, yeah, but remember that bosses have multiple colored health bars,
Gotcha.
whereas the player just usually has the one big one.
Sure. Fair enough.
Yeah, so Saejima's satisfied with Aizawa's faith in his sworn oath, tells him to have faith in Morinaga. It ain't about whether he's cast aside his oath or not. What matters is he going to accept that? Clapping comes from the doorway, the florist walking up. The cage matches here have been such a snore lately. Haven't felt a thrill like that in who knows how many years. He agrees to tell them where Morinaga is, but warns them that the truth can be cruel. He can give them reality, but they need the courage to face it. Aizawa gets up, saying that wherever fate's taken him, he needs to know where his Anarchy is. Otherwise, he'll never be able to get his shit together. This isn't a path that he can walk alone. The florist crosses his arms. If you want to know where Morinaga is, he's in the Kamurocho PD basement. The morgue, to be precise.
Or like Morganaga.
Yeah, that's good.
Or if we go French with it, Mort Inaga.
Naga.
Yeah. Who killed him?
He's dead.
Oh no, he's dead. Dead off screen.
Thanks. Dead off screen?
Dead
I mean,
off
that's
screen.
nonsense. It won't be him. We're going to show up and the face is going to be unrecognizable and all the teeth will be
Well, it
removed.
was never going to be Mort Inaga behind everything, was it?
No, but he's going to be there for the big final fight because they all need someone to fight, don't they?
Chapter 2.
Wow, we were blasting.
A hidden past. Cameras flash as police investigators take evidence at the site of Coach Fujita's death. One Detective Date scowls, walking over to the floor near the door, crouching down, and with a gloved hand, picking up the Omi pin dropped by the assailant. A junior cop rushes in, startling Date, who shouts at him not to shout at a crime scene. The junior tells him that they found another set of prints on the gun. What's more, the Shibara Wharf body they found that night, the ex-Tojo clan guy, the prints match what they got from Morinaga's murder.
Oh.
So they found his body in the bay.
Oh. Okay.
They have an ID on the prints, but it's a little strange. Well, more than a little strange. The cop hands Date a picture of a well-known talent agency president, Katsuya, revealing that he's actually a high-ranking Omi official. Public security's been keeping an eye on him for years, waiting for him to make a move. And he's actually currently in Kamurocho, staying at the new Kamurocho Hills Hotel.
Those were built atrociously, I've heard.
By one Majima Construction.
They were.
I do miss Majima Construction. Remember that?
Yeah.
I do love that anytime they are still technically around. Anytime you've seen Nishida, the captain of the Majima family, he is still wearing the hat.
Oh, good. So,
Like through
it's-
every game, like up until like current games, he's wearing the hat.
It's luxury accommodation then, is it? It's not a shithole.
Oh, it is. It's a combination of a luxury shopping center and luxury apartments and a luxury
That's
hotel.
it. Yeah, because he tried to take over Purgatory as part of it, and it was a whole thing.
It's several things. It's luxury.
Yes.
It's luxury shopping, luxury apartments, luxury hotels.
Cool.
Yeah. At Watase Family HQ, Watase meets with his officers, learning that Kachan's not going to be only behind Kachan.
My Hero Academia.
Kachan, not only behind everything that's been going on, but also all his men already positioned in Kamurocho. Watase is incensed. The Tojo are just sitting on their asses, letting it happen. Seems that he's all but completely abandoned his turf in Sotenbori and may have made a deal with the Tojo, given how peaceful his move into Kamurocho has been. Watase throws himself to his feet, storming forward, telling his men to get ready. They're going to war. Katsuya ain't getting away with it if he can help it.
Ooh. So
Wow.
we're getting some Omi versus Omi in Kamurocho.
My God, what if the finale is just representative of what a cluster bomb of a plot this has been, where everybody is just fighting everybody for their own...
We were talking about how much we like this guy.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen him in so long I'd forgotten what he looked like.
Yeah. Well, no, tell I. Morinaga's death. You haven't seen Morinaga since part 1.
Yeah.
And suddenly, what? You get that revealed by the florist of side just looking into the camera and going, Morinaga's dead. As a player, I would go, huh? What happened?
Keep in mind, we've gotten this over the course of 2 days. Most players, it would have been weeks, months.
Months
Yeah.
if it was me playing it now. God.
At the Kamurocho Hills Hotel, Katsuya stands by the window of his room, sipping wine while getting the news that Watase is on the move, but saying that it doesn't matter. It's too late for him to interfere now. He asks how business is progressing, saying that excellent. Now they just need to wait for all the players to come to the stage. He hangs up, sitting on the couch across from a man, apologizing, saying how he's had a lot on his plate recently. The camera zooms out to reveal 4 loaded briefcases open on the table between them. Now, have you had enough time to consider my proposal, Akiyama-san?
Okay.
Ooh.
Interesting.
The total is 500 million yen. 300 to repay his loan from Park, plus 200 for his trouble. All to cancel the Tokyo Dome concert.
Wow.
Why?
He's already spoken to the event organizer. Osaka Talent will cover all cancellation fees and such. The money's his to do with as he pleases. Like, perhaps be put towards Haruka Sawamura's future living expenses. Pulling out of a concert at this scale will be the death toll for her career as an idol. Akiyama scowls. This much to crush a teenage girl's dreams? But Katsuya shakes his head, saying how he doesn't want anything of the sort. He simply can't have her perform a concert at that venue right now. If she gets up on that stage, she might... He cuts off the thought, saying that this is simply a business transaction, a strategic move to stop her from gaining ground on T-Set. They'll take over the concert in her stead.
Is he planning to blow up the Tokyo Dome and he's actually trying to save lives?
No, because he wants T-Set to take over the same concert.
Yeah, he's not saying there's no concert. He's just saying T-Set's doing it.
He doesn't want Haruka to do it.
Okay, cool. No, that's fine.
I don't know why.
Yeah, it just seemed a little bit like he was like, actually, I'm just trying to avoid casualties. Something's about to happen.
Akiyama gets up, saying that Katsuya is a strange one. The more they talk, the less he understands him. But he is a great actor, though. Best he's ever seen. But he doesn't think that he's the bad guy that he pretends to be. The things done in Kansai might have been vile, but Kanai was the real monster there. Akiyama remembers their first meeting back in his office in Sotenbori. The look of real emotion in his face when they discussed Park. A crack in the facade of an actor who's played 1,000 roles. Sure, Akiyama expected him to pretend to be sad, but was surprised to see that he genuinely was, and angry. So obviously he refuses the offer. He won't be giving up Park's dream for Haruka to perform at the Dome. And if fulfilling the dream means making an enemy of the whole of the Omi and the Osaka entertainment industry, so be it.
I love Akiyama.
Yeah,
I know we
he's
keep
great.
coming round on him, but yeah, like, what a great character. What a great character. He
Let's
is
be real.
top 3 for
He
me.
barely knows Haruka.
Yeah. Yeah.
He leaves, making his way back to Sky Finance. He looks around. Empty office. Hana-chan must be out. Before walking over and flopping face first onto the couch. Comes a small voice. Akiyama whips his head around to see the goofy-ass smile of Tatsuya Shinada.
The Bratz pictures, the Bratz gif is back.
Hey, what do you think you're doing here? Akiyama jumps up on the couch. What do you mean, hey, you? I've been waiting here alone for 2 hours. Shinada is here for alone.
I'm really worried that sticking these two chuckle fucks together is going to actually be too much for me.
No.
And I'm not going to enjoy Akiyama as much.
Shinada's here for alone.
Okay.
He's
Again.
taking enough loans.
Again. But it seems that things have changed around here. Hana-chan's fully running the Kamurocho branch now, so Akiyama's no longer at liberty to be handing the money out. Akiyama lights up a cigarette, asking how much Shinada needs. Must have already been turned down by a few places if he ended up here. Shinada starts counting on his fingers. Let's see. 1, 2... About 320 million.
3 fingers worth.
320 million.
That is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Akiyama freaks at the number, dropping his cigarette, causing Shinada to slam his head onto the table in a bow, saying that the 20 on the top can wait, but if he can't get 300 million by today, there are lives that will be in danger. The Tokyo Dome is hosting a debut concert for an idol. I have to get it canceled by any means possible. The 300 mil is the cancellation fee that would go to the event organizers. You gotta lend me that money.
My God, this guy is such a knob. He's such an idiot.
Shinada catches Akiyama up on Yakuza 5 Part 4. And Akiyama agrees to help, save for a few questions. Seems that Sawada told Shinada that the Kuroha are planning on pulling something at the concert. Likely a bomb. He's tried telling the police, but they haven't believed his story. Akiyama's confused. Both Kuroha and Osaka are Omi. Why does one want the concert canceled while the other has plans to plant a bomb there? Likely to do with the leadership. The current chairman of the Omi is the former patriarch of the Kuroha family. Could they be trying to consolidate power before the chairman passes? As for the other 20 mil Shinada wanted, though, he wants to pay Dojima back. He never should have accepted that money from him. Anyway, Akiyama
Wait,
revealed...
sorry, has he spent it already? It's been a day.
Remember, he gave it all to Takasugi.
Yes, he did. Sorry, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
he gave the whole thing. So he's like, I paid that back, but I... So now he's like, basically, I transferred my loan to
He
Daigo. I want
wants
to
to
pay
be
Daigo
a
back.
in a debt chain. You're just passing it over. Now you just owe it to someone else.
Well, yeah, but this new one doesn't have interest.
That's true, yeah. He's just being treated as debt consolidation.
Anyway, Akiyama reveals his connection to the concert and says that he'll happily help with stopping the Kuroha plot, but he ain't gonna be stopping the dreams, baby. They need leads on the plot, though.
Neil just rolled his eyes.
Checking my emails.
They need leads on the plot, though. Katsuya has already said that he's agreed to help that he's agreed with the organizers to cancel Haruka's performance. Not just anyone can cancel something of that scale 2 days before. He must have either extorted a shit ton of pressure, or the organizer is already in cahoots with him. The concert is being organized by a company, MAO Inc., but nobody knows who runs them or where they are.
Majima Inc.
MAO Inc.
Majima Organization Incorporated.
Luckily, Akiyama has
Majima
connections.
Enterprises. AO.
Majima Organization.
AO.
Yeah, Ma.
Oh, right, okay.
Dumb. Luckily, Akiyama has connections in Kamurocho's #1 information network, the homeless. Grabbing some liquor on their way as a gift, Akiyama meets up with one of his homeless contacts fairly quickly after hearing back that the office is on the top floor of the office building next to the MEB on Shichifuku Street. Upon arrival, they're immediately met with resistance. Must be the place. Leaving a pile of bodies folded and stacked neatly by the door, they head up, sneaking into the president's office to find him frantically stuffing the contents of a safe into a duffel bag. He freaks out hearing them enter, dropping the cash and putting his hands up, saying how he doesn't know anything. Funny, Akiyama hadn't asked any questions yet, so clearly he's hiding something. The president tells them how he's just doing what Kachan told him to, that a moneylender would show up, and that he was to give him the brush off. Akiyama accuses him of trying to run off with the 300 mil that Park paid him, but he swears that isn't true. He was about to head to Osaka to pay the money back, not to mention to finally visit her grave. He hadn't had time to do that yet. Sure. Visitor after breaking contract and switching over to Katsuya. But again, he swears that Akiyama has it wrong. Kachan told him that he'd already cleared the transfer with Park.
Right.
I don't understand.
He knew that Park was dead, but he had no reason not to believe Katsuya. After all, Katsuya and Park had been best friends for over 20 years.
Best friends.
Best friends.
Oh, I was going to say, is he a secret ex-husband? But no, Goro Majima is the secret ex-husband. Okay, so they were friendly rivals.
Hold on to that thought. He's sure that Katsuya would be the last person to ever betray Park. The president reveals that he used to be Katsuya's manager, and he knew both him and Park when they were still both starving artists just trying to break into the industry. The two of them have been close friends since the early days and stayed that way when they both moved to working behind the scenes. He hands Akiyama a picture as proof, one containing 3 people: Park, Katsuya, and Majima.
Cool.
20 years ago, Katsuya had injured himself badly doing a stunt. It forced him to retire. Park and Majima helped him to recover and find a new job.
Okay.
Wow.
Seems like Majima specifically was instrumental in it. Going into management was the only way that Katsuya would be able to stay in show business, but Tokyo was too well established for a new agency to break into. So he went down to Osaka, where the industry was only just starting to get its feet. All he needed was an in with the local Yakuza. Majima helping to set that up and helping him to establish Osaka talent.
Yeah, I'm starting to. Okay, so I'm really starting to strengthen my feeling that it was Majima all along. This is all going to build to Majima, and if that is the case, if that is what we're doing, it was going to majorly redeem this, because that is going to be one hell of a play.
And if it is it maybe knowing that the Omi will damage themselves by infighting? Is that a big part of
Yeah,
this?
take
then?
out. I mean, he's not got much love lost on the Omi, is he?
Not at all.
So yeah, take out the Omi and stick himself on top of the Tojo at the same time.
Let's see.
Majima and Park split soon after, and Park also moved to Osaka to found Dynachair. The two of them set up a fake rivalry between their industries to generate media buzz and publicity, all while helping each other out from behind the scenes. Even T-Set's move from Dynachair to Osaka Talent was a ploy, with Park having asked Katsuya to take them on, saying that they needed strong competition to motivate them. They'd become the rivals of every new and upcoming Dynachair idol.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So she created those monsters then.
yeah.
Seems Majima lost contact with Park after they split, but he's still got a great friendship with Katsuya. The two of them meet every time that Katsuya's up in Tokyo. Akiyama doesn't know what to think anymore. Why would Katsuya want the concert canceled? Canceled? I thought it was just postponed. Seems that Katsuya told the president that he only wanted the concert pushed back a day, not outright canceled. Just said that he needed time to work on choreo for a new song. What in the sweet fuck is going on?
Right. It is Majima. Do you know why?
Why?
Because it would actually mean that this entire game structurally has been one gigantic clue to it being all about Majima, because it's chaos, and I don't know what's going on.
That feels like a very meta clue.
That is a Majima move to just sow seeds of chaos that all somehow sprout into something. Cool. Okay, yeah, no idea about the moving it by a day, cancelling it, bomb, not bomb, who knows
Do you
what's
think
going
the
on.
bear was Majima?
The bear was Majima in a suit. We know
I
that.
don't want you to be disappointed if this isn't the case.
I will be disappointed. Unless it's anybody but Majima.
Chapter 3,
Wow.
The Survivors.
We're blitzing. I'm so excited for it to be Majima, guys.
Oh no.
And for Daigo and Kiryu to have known about
I
it.
don't want to. This is awful. This is like a
Kid before Christmas.
kid finding out this
where the
Santa's
parents
not
haven't
real.
bought a PS5.
Chapter 3, The Survivors.
Oh my god.
Katsuya is alone in his lavish hotel room doing naked push-ups next to a grand piano.
Weird
Of course,
thing to do,
yeah,
but
no,
okay.
fine.
It's cool.
His lean, toned fighter's muscles ripple and flex as he balances on only his thumbs. On his firm back, a red-crowned crane, a symbol of grace, wisdom, peace, and love of life. The phone rings. Katsuya getting up and power standing in front of the window.
Oh, we get arse. Nice. We get some man arse.
And power
Crane
stands
is a great animal for him, isn't it? That's a great tattoo for him.
and power stands in front of the window as he gets the news that Akiyama met with the MAO president.
Cool.
Oh God! Over at New Serena, Baba rushes in, telling Kiryu to turn on the TV. A news broadcast of Katsuya comes up, announcing that T-Set will be taking over the concert from Haruka. The scene shifts to the florist's information bunker, where he, along with Saejima and Aizawa, also watch the broadcast, commenting how Katsuya is the lead subject in Morinaga's death. The lead suspect, excuse me. Aizawa rushes to pummel Katsuya for answers, but Saejima stops him. Aizawa should go to the morgue, give his sworn brother a proper send-off. Yeah. At New Serena, Kiryu takes the broadcast as a message to both allies and enemies that Katsuya is poised to take over the Tojo clan. What else can they do but answer the call? Kiryu heads out, telling Baba to find Haruka and pass along a message from him. Don't give up.
Interesting, we haven't seen Haruka's response to this. To her show being taken away and given to her nemesis.
Kiryu rushes over to Kamurocho Hills to find it locked up tight. People around whisper about emergency maintenance and sightings of Yakuza inside. Kiryu, or actually Saejima, you get your choice of who you get to play here, slam in the maintenance door, wading through troves of Osaka Enterprises men as they make up their way to the penthouse hotel room door, slamming in the door. Kiryu and Saejima give a passing nod, seemingly unsurprised to see each other after years.
So casual. He's been in jail for years.
He's been in jail for years. Kiryu's been down in Okinawa for years. This is unsurprising.
I am gutted that Katsuya is not still naked for this scene.
Dick swanging.
Yeah.
Just absolute meat stick. They turn on Katsuya, demanding our answers, but he simply sips his wine calmly, saying that they're waiting on one more. He'll be here any moment. What the hell you playing at, you sneaky fuck? Shouts her up from the door as it slams open again, Watase barreling into the room, immediately baffled seeing Kiryu and Saejima. Katsuya looks over at them calmly. The pieces are now all in play. It's getting a little cramped in here. Shall we take this elsewhere?
Like the roof?
The forehead to the roof.
Yes!
That's hilarious that there's no action scene to get them to the roof. There's no other reason to go there other than
Just
the
let's
fact
go.
they're like, we should probably be on the roof for this next part, right?
Where do we go if we're on the roof and it's only chapter 3 for the actual fight? The Tokyo Dome?
Oh, you're going to be so disappointed when Majima
I want
just
everybody-
comes back in a post-credit and we
I'm
never
gonna be
see
so mad.
Haruka's concert.
No, I want Haruka to be playing a concert while everybody fights Majima in the Tokyo
Obviously,
Dome.
we'll
It's the
want
post-credit scene. Kiryu walks up to Majima, and Majima just looks at him and goes, Kiryu-chan!
I will never cover a Yakuza again. You two are on your own.
That'd be great. That'd be so much
Yeah,
less,
that would be great.
It would be so much less cynical.
Right.
The four head to the roof, Watase demanding to know if everything up to this point has been Katsuya's doing. But Katsuya denies it, saying that he needed to gather them all to find out once and for all who the real mastermind is. The one who tried to assassinate Chairman Dojima and Patriarch Commodore Ame in Fukuoka. The one who killed Goro Majima in Sapporo and caused the accident in Nagoya that killed Azumi and Takachi. One who wanted to see both the Tojo and Omi crushed under heel.
The cop.
It's the cop is a solid theory right now. This is the Spider-Man meme of them all pointing at each other. That's what this is.
Oh, hilarious. Watase demands that he stops dancing around and spit it out already, but Katsuya can't. He doesn't understand why they went to such lengths to make them fight each other. To get to the bottom of this, they all have to have a final showdown here.
Of course.
It's the only way we'll get answers.
Yes.
Whoever's pulling the strings wants all 4 of them dead. But it needs to be like this. In a battle to the death. They need to kill each other.
Whoever is behind the scenes wants us dead.
So let's kill each other.
Let's give him a head start.
Well, no, so he's basically saying that whoever it is isn't going to show themselves until we're dead.
So we might as well.
And we have to kill each other. Yeah, pretty much. They're the 2 pillars of the Omi and the 2
I'm not cut out to be a Yakuza.
Apparently not.
Get it.
They're the 2 pillars of the Omi and the 2 pillars of the Tojo. Get rid of them and it would be easy to walk away with the doll. Katsuya tells them that if he's right as to the mastermind, they're cautious to the extreme and won't show themselves until this battle is over with. For now, all they can do is fight. Only the survivors will learn the truth of it all.
Whose idea was this? Katsuya's idea?
Yes.
This doesn't seem like a Katsuya move.
Katsuya reaches to his shoulder, ripping off his suit jacket.
Are they all on Velcro by this point, do you think?
Yeah, 100%.
I'm thinking snap buttons.
Tailored.
Snap buttons. They come off easier. Watase smiles, saying how it's unusual to see Katsuya so fired up. Not every day this happens. Logic aside, could any Yakuza turn down a fight like this? Watase smiles at him.
Watase.
That was Katsuya.
Oh, right.
Watase smiles, agreeing, ripping off his own jacket, saying that his clash with Kiryu was inevitable anyway. He's clearly enjoying this.
Kiryu's like...
Might as well be now, eh? Katsuya looks at them all. If the 4 of us take off the gloves, there's no telling how it ends. Worst case, we all fall. We could kill each other, exactly as our common foe is hoping we will. But if at least one of us makes it out alive, he'll learn who's behind all of this. I have a proposal for you. Whoever makes it out alive has to wipe up this mess between the Tojo and the Omi. Saejima looks down, nodding, before reaching up and ripping off his own jacket. Sounds good to me. But if I'm the last one standing, I'm just as likely crushing both the Tojo clan and the Omi alliance. Subtlety ain't exactly my thing. That good with you?
No, that's the opposite of what I said.
Your response by basically saying,
Okay,
fine with me, but
right.
I'll probably fuck it up.
Right, you sit down. Actually, 2 of us will both work together and kill him first. Yeah?
The problem is that Kiryu and Saejima are on the same team, but the 2 Omi guys are not on the same team.
Well,
So the 2 of them are just going to team up and just bang, bang. Sorted.
Katsuya nods, saying that whoever wins will get to settle this the way they wish. You idiots need to listen to yourselves, Kiryu butts in, ripping off his own jacket. You think you're itching for a fight? You've forgotten one thing. Amongst the lot of us, nobody's waited longer to fight than me. He stretches his neck. Who's going first? I'm ready when you are, and I'll take on any of you.
this isn't even the first boss fight I've had on this roof. I don't know that that's true.
It's the first one he's had on this completed roof.
Of
The last time, remember the last time he was here, it wasn't finished.
Yes.
Oh,
Still
that's
construction
fun.
site.
That was good.
Because this is metaphorical of Majima's long plan finally coming to fruition.
completion, yeah.
Just like Kamurocho Hills.
They agree to Kiryu versus Watase, Saejima versus Katsuya. Let's find out who's the strongest and who gets to unmask the mastermind. No holding back. If you want to die, come at me. Fists fly, blood arcing into the air as toned, sweaty, rippling muscles collide in a hot, steamy battle. Only Kiryu and Saejima remaining standing at its conclusion. Guess it's down to us now. Don't take this personally, Saejima. Heh. Always did want a proper crack at you.
Why are they fighting?
Why are they fighting?
Because
fight.
they all need to die until the mastermind shows up.
But, right, okay.
But one of them won't be dead. One of them will be alive.
Well, yeah, no, that's the point. They need to keep fighting until the mastermind shows up.
Right, so like the Obi guys aren't dead though; they're just defeated, right? What's happening?
Their sweaty bodies collide into each other, rubbing rubbing their bulging pecs, fists, and delicately slamming into each other's jaws until in a burst of spit and sweat, they collapse at each other's side on the ground. What's the play, Kiryu? One of us is going down for good soon. Yeah, but we don't have a choice. Until the culprit shows, we can't stop fighting.
So they're assuming that the mastermind is watching from like a nearby
And it's
tower
gonna
through
be like,
binoculars, right?
right.
Oh, so one thing that I forgot to mention about the architecture of Kamurocho Hills is it's 2 towers.
Okay, so they're probably in the other tower watching through binoculars is their assumption. He
Maybe.
is watching this.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. This is just
They're waiting.
an excuse for a big brawl.
They're waiting for 3 of them to be out and 1 of them to be weakened, basically. And then they'll go, Majima has hit the second tower. And he'll jump over.
They drag themselves to their feet, struggling to stay standing as they prepare to trade blows again, both breaths ragged and heaving. There's no need. Bang, bang! Both men go down in heaps as gunshots slam into their abdomens. Kiryu struggles to look up, looking over at the other tower, towards the source. There, gun in hand, is a familiar face. Glad to see you made it to Tokyo, Kiryu.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
Calls over Detective Serizawa.
Serizawa.
Watase struggles to a seated position, his teeth gritted, correcting Kiryu. He ain't no detective. That man is our boss. Katsuya takes over, the mastermind behind all of this. The 7th chairman of the Omi Alliance, Tsubasa Kurosawa himself.
Oh.
Wow.
Right.
So he just was telling people he was a cop. Nobody asked for ID.
To be fair, he never showed up with backup.
No.
Oh no, we did a couple times.
Okay. But,
When he arrested Saejima, he did.
So what, is he out in the hallway just like, okay, shh.
yeah. I just thank God nobody local went, that's not a chief inspector. That's...
You know what I really love about this? Because he was obviously our other theory for the 11th hour villain. He's not our 11th hour villain.
No.
So we're still waiting.
You think this is our 10th hour?
10th hour villain, which means the door is open for Majima.
Okay.
This is good. Good reveal. Love it.
Oh, Jesus. Kurosawa shoots again, hitting Watase and Atsuya in their limbs. He clicks his tongue. My aim's slipping. Can't hit shit from this distance. Kiryu starts to get up, but Kurosawa shouts over, telling him that he's not done talking. Got 2 shots left in the mag. He'll put Kiryu out of his misery once he's said his piece. Watase shouts, how could it have been him? But Kurosawa just sneers, saying that he was right choosing such an idiot for his second in command. Much easier to fool the rest of the men that way. Although, of course, Katsuya caught on. Kiryu doesn't understand. These were his men. What kind of leader would make a plan like this? But Kurosawa just laughs cruelly, saying that he's never been one for sentiment. They've always been pawns. Nothing more. Their only purpose to die alongside Kiryu there tonight.
Thanks.
Watase throws himself to his feet, rushing to the railing, shouting over at his boss. He'll happily die, but he needs to know what it was all for. All his career, he's just wanted to make Kurosawa proud, to be the finest soldier in the land. So why didn't he come to him with all this? Because you're too damn likable. You don't kiss ass. You don't backstab. All you do is romp around, following whatever your gut tells you. Yet people still flock to your side by the dozen. You win them over all too easily. The same goes for you, Katsuya. You dress it up differently, but you and Watase are alike. You think you can run a family based on charisma alone. Personally, I despise Yakuza, who are afraid to fight dirty. Especially punks like you, who act above it all and skate by on charm alone. Listen, in the end, Yakuza are mostly idiots. When you run a family, it's your job to rule over these simpletons. Character counts for nothing in this game. Know that what happens to guys like you in this world, they end up as stains on the organization. And the men who follow them, cannon fodder. At this rate, every last Yakuza is going to end up being trash in the gutter. Fighting strong opponents, protecting your allies, passing on your dreams, laying your life on the line. The dumber the shit you believe in, the dumber the flies you'll attract. And you can't run an empire on nothing but pests at your disposal. That's why I won't tolerate your stench any longer.
Good stuff. He gets it.
He aims his gun at Watase. You get to go first. Die. His finger tightens around the trigger. Everyone's eyes going wide. Watase's eyes clench for the impact. But it never comes. He opens them slowly, feeling a hand on his shoulder, and seeing Katsuya stood before him before collapsing into his arms.
Oh, man.
Oh, I love these two.
Shot in the wing.
These are two of my favorite Omi ever, you know.
100%. Yeah.
Despite everything.
Watase shouts down at him, begging him to hold on, pleading with him, asking why he did it. Katsuya looks up at him through labored eyes. The 8th chairman should be you. It has to be. His head falls limp. Watase shouting at him not to die on him. Kiryu and Saejima look at him with expressions of rage, bringing themselves to their feet, walking over to the railing, glaring at Kurosawa, swearing that he won't get away with this. He'll come to make them pay. He scoffs, saying that his big talk from people falling apart at the seams, raising his gun again. I've got one shot left. If any of you want to volunteer, raise your hand. How about me? Comes a voice from behind. Kurosawa spinning around, horrified, as Daigo Dojima walks slowly towards him.
Yes, I've
His
returned
gun
from my
at the
vacation.
ready.
His vacation is over and he's back doing real plot shit.
This is the first time I think I've not seen you hyped to see Daigo Dojima.
Sincerely, yeah. Yeah.
Get over it.
Nah. Baseball card collecting motherfucker.
Haven't seen you in a month, Chairman Kurosawa. He'd suspected Kurosawa the whole time, on his trail since Fukuoka when he realized that Aoyama had betrayed him, with it all falling to place after the event in Nagoya, the Nagoya family springing from the shadows after being invisible for so long. That's why he recruited Shinada, knowing that finding the puppet master of the Nagoya family would lead him to the one behind all of this, and in the end, everything pointed straight to Kurosawa. He's known ever since Kurosawa told him that he was sick. His face was pale, body looked weaker than it ever had been, but his eyes told a different story. They were the eyes of a man with a big task ahead of him, not someone on the verge of death. Kurosawa doesn't understand. If he'd known for that long, why bother making the regional alliances in the first place? Daigo, though, had his own organizational issues to deal with. When an organization gets too big, it starts to fester. I saw this as a good time to lance the wound, clear out the infection.
Oh, shit. Oh.
He worked with Majima to set their own plan into action.
He Game of Thrones them. He Tyrion's them.
A plan for the future of the Tojo clan.
Well done.
Yes.
This is why this is the only game where I slightly like Daigo.
I take it all back. Yeah, he can collect his baseball cards.
Yeah,
I'm really glad that in the end
that was
it was
a
a red
silent
You
herring.
like
goal.
part 4 again.
Yeah. Well, no, I still don't like part 4. But
You
Daigo's
like part
okay.
4 again.
Part 4 didn't taint Daigo like I thought it did.
Still the greatest of all time.
Oh.
The goat.
He points his gun at Kurosawa, saying that they'll fight and it will be over. He's not sure if Kurosawa is really sick, but either way, he's not long for this world. Coming to the top of this building confirmed that for him. The old Kurosawa would have never done it this way. He'd have shown up on the other building and killed them with his bare hands. But that's not what happened, because he was scared to face Kiryu and the others head on. Chairman Kurosawa, we both stand at the top of organizations 30,000 men strong. You and I should settle this, man to man. I'll pay your way into the afterlife myself. Count on it. He shouts at Kiryu and Saejima that he leaves the rest in their hand. Maybe with this, I'll finally live up to my title of 6th chairman, Kiryu-san.
Uh-oh.
Kurosawa readies his gun. The men at a standoff across from each other. Kiryu and Saejima watching from the other building as a shot goes off. Kurosawa looks bewildered, looking at his hand where a moment ago his gun once stood, before falling to his feet. I don't understand. Why not go for the kill? Dojima walks up to him, standing above him. I'm giving you a choice. Take responsibility for all this and end yourself like a real Yakuza. Alternatively, he points his gun at Kurosawa's head. You can put the weight of that responsibility in my hand. I'm afraid neither of those options suit me well. You're still too green. Showing mercy is the surest way to get yourself killed. A shot goes off. Daigo slowly putting his hand to his stomach, pulling away, covered in blood.
No.
Behind him is Kanai.
Oh, every time you look at me, I think you're about to say Goro Matsuda. Every single time.
Why would Majima shoot Daigo?
I don't know. He's got a plan.
Daigo falls to the ground. Watase shouting about Kanai betraying Katsuya while Saejima holds Kiryu back from leaping across the gap between the buildings, shouting about how he needs to get to Daigo. Kanai helps Kurosawa to his feet. Kurosawa laughing maniacally at the enraged Kiryu, telling him to throw as many tantrums as he wants, but he'd better prepare for what's to come. That cute little girl of yours, for starters. Kiryu shouts, asking what he's planning to do with Haruka, but his cries go unanswered as Kurosawa simply walks away off the roof. Saejima holding onto Kiryu as he grips the railing. Kiryu's chest heaves. Why? Why does this always happen when I get involved? Why does someone else always have to pay the price? Why? Why is it like this?
Brutal. Is Daigo okay?
Daigo's dead.
Nah, shot in the stomach, you'll be fine.
But yeah,
You'll be
you weren't clear.
absolutely fine.
Well, Daigo is on another building with nobody there to help him
You'll be fine.
and bleeding out.
Rubber bullet.
He-
We very much saw the blood. Chapter 4. Crossroads.
Okay.
Cody Rhodes' finishing move.
Haruka practices choreo with Christina in a rehearsal room. Yamaura is behind them on the phone, shouting about how they didn't do the cancellation. Why should they need to pay some penalty? She swears down the phone that despite the cancellation, they'll be holding a live Haruka event in Tokyo soon enough.
Oh. Is that it? Is it cancelled?
They check on her to make sure that she's okay. Her telling them that was the costume supplier, saying how they're going to need to pay a penalty towards the contributing brands. Seems that they're scrambling already, having heard from the president of MAO that he was canceling because Osaka Talent offered to pay him more. They understand that they'll put on a concert soon enough, but Haruka's concerned over one thing. She pulls out the letter from Majima saying that to Park, this concert must have been some form of closure, both for her both for her dream 20 years ago and this relationship. So it doesn't matter if it's today, tomorrow, or years from now. She asks them to both stick it out with her until they're able to put on a concert at the Tokyo Dome.
That's a big career commitment for us, I'm not going to lie.
It's like me with a guitar going, right guys, stick with me until we get to Wembley, please.
You are going to be my agent for 20 years.
Until
To
we
be
get
fair,
to Wembley.
I feel like if you were already going to be at Wembley, though, and then you went, that specific Wembley didn't pan out until we get there again.
True, I guess the idea is that this is career suicide for her, right? Because cancelling this tour, you're an idol. It's not even about being a musician. Your fans are going to turn on you. Well, is the idea. But yeah.
Obviously, they will. Yamaura excitedly getting up to go talk to event organizers to see what they can pull together. Before she can move, though, the door clicks open. Familiar voices beginning to complain about how tiny the studio is.
Oh, no.
It's T-Set, accompanied by their manager, Nakai. Sparks fly from Yamura, but Nakai calms her, telling her that they come in peace today. With news. The T-Set concert has also been canceled.
Right.
In its place will be a new concert the following day. The debut of a brand new idol supergroup, Dreamline, comprised of the winners of the Princess League, Haruka Sawamura, as well as the runners-up, T-Set.
Okay, but what if Haruka doesn't want to work with two absolute sods?
No, remember they made it up.
Okay,
They're
that
besties now.
Still,
Right.
they've just made this decision on her behalf.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this sucks.
Yeah.
Seems
That's worse. I was about to have my own show, now I have to share it. That's worse for me.
Me and my ragtag group were going to stick it out until we made it to Wembley.
So, seems that Dreamline was Katsuya's idea, convincing the girls by saying that it would help create more buzz by teaming up with Haruka. And actually, this isn't actually a change of plans. This was always what was going to happen. Because apparently, it's been a plan in the works since before the Princess League even started between Katsuya and Park. Although Nakai was only told about it last night.
Right. So independently, they would.
So,
form
another
their groups.
example of Park fucking around behind Haruka's back without telling her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Park was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
And if you'll remember right, when they went to MAO and the MAO guy was like, Katsuya told me it was just moving to tomorrow and that he needed time to work on some new choreo for a new song. Nakai pulls out a CD as proof, saying that Park and Katsuya had already signed deals with a major record label and the debut song had already been prepared. They moaned together about their bosses dropping massive shit on this, like this on their staff last second. But Nakai says that it's not like they have anybody to take it up with, revealing Katsuya's accident, saying how he's currently in surgery at Toto University Hospital.
Oh, he's going to pull through. Cool.
He might. So it's up to them. Yamaura agrees on one condition. Osaka Talent can handle the event planning, but she wants Dinah Chair in charge of the creative. Her and Christina will produce the music and dance.
Awesome.
Nakai agrees, and Maya and Azusa rush up to Haruka excitedly, clearly really having been very excited for this and really wanting this outcome.
Sure, fine.
Suddenly, a door opens, and a disheveled-looking Baba slowly walks in, asking, "Is there a Haruka Sawamura here?" Yama, I have to send before any time this fucker comes on screen now. Yama defensively gets in front of her, asking why. But when he reveals that he has a message from Kiryu, Haruka pushes past her. He tells her that he'd rather talk somewhere quieter, telling her to meet at Public Park 3 and leaving. The others are all obviously massively put off, saying that surely she isn't going to meet this rando, but obviously she is. He said Kiryu's name. And that's enough for anybody. She can't say why, though, only being able to say that she doesn't know Baba, but the message comes from from somebody important. Maya and Azusa tease her, kind of poking at her, asking if it's a message from her boyfriend. And in unison, when she's like, I can't tell, she's like, shady. T-Set in this chapter is actually really weird. It's almost a 180 from their appearance.
It's a bit jarring, is it?
They're very friendly. They're very bubbly.
Yeah.
Very happy to be talking to Haruka. It's almost kind of weird.
Let's not forget when they tripped her over and then publicly shamed her into getting down on the ground and slamming her head into the ground in a really deep bow.
Yes.
And broke her brooch.
Yes.
Yeah.
She asks them to forgive her for taking their time, but everybody's fine with it, saying best to get it out now before the concert. Just be safe. Sure. So anyway, Haruka goes and has a dance battle with Komaki at his dojo.
Oh my god, that's Komaki. A flash from the past.
I've kind of skipped everybody's combat trainers, but just as a very brief, back in part 1, Kiryu's combat trainer was Komaki's nephew, son, grandson, something like that.
Right.
And then when everybody gets to the final part, everybody actually can go to Komaki to learn their ultimate moves.
Fun.
So everybody's been going to Komaki's dojo, but Haruka, of course, also needs an ultimate move, so she dance battles. I just thought that was funny.
Oh, does she learn? Cool. Okay, like a new heat action or
something like that.
Cool.
Anyway, for realsies though, she meets up with Baba in the park, sitting on the swings with him as he tells her about how Kiryu and him saw the Katsuya interview last night, and passing along Kiryu's message, saying that he's sure that Kiryu had more that he wanted to say, but he just chose what was most important. Baba says how he's not sure how Kiryu and her know each other, but he gets the feeling that Kiryu's been rooting for her for a long time. And Haruka smiles, saying that he's been supporting her the whole time. He tells her that he's sorry the Dome concert fell through, asking if anything's news come up. And she excitedly tells him about Dreamline, the new concert at the Dome the next day, and the deal with Katsuya and Park.
I had a dream once!
With Baba reacting surprisedly, and me sitting here going, hi, this is definitely the last person you should be telling the new concert plans to. She continues, saying that if he had seen the interview with Kiryu, did he come all the way up here from Fukuoka? Honestly, God, it seems so like Kiryu to send somebody else to do all the hard work. He could have just called. Baba sits silently, considering his next move, before revealing that Kiryu is in Kamurocho, saying that something went wrong with his old job and he's on a short business trip, as well as the fact that he's staying at New Serena. Haruka acts surprisingly as he continues, asking if she's sure that she's going to play at that concert, saying that he has a feeling that something bad might happen if she does. He tries talking her off it, saying how suspicious it is for the last-minute concert to have been organized at the Dome. This isn't the kind of place you can do that last minute with. He continues saying that Kiryu's in rough shape mentally. What's new? And that he had a close friend get into an accident. He's taking it pretty hard. Baba doesn't know who the person was, which obviously we know it's Majima, but Haruka can't know that yet for plot reasons.
Oh, I thought we were talking about Daigo getting shot on the roof.
Well, Baba doesn't know that. Baba's not been...
Good point. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Baba's they've not caught up.
Cool.
No, he means Majima, but Haruka can't know that yet because Majima's irrelevant to Haruka's plot. He begs Haruka to go see Kiryu, saying that he seems desperate. He might do something reckless soon, which sounds about right. Her being by his side would do him a world of good. You're young. There will be there's more life to have more dome concerts. You should spend your time now with Kiryu.
I've only known the fella for a good 10 to 15 minutes, but I'm already his number one lackey, apparently.
Yeah. All right, Governor.
I'll do anything for a penny.
I'll do anything for a penny. Haruka looks down, saying that, sorry, but no. Kiryu's a kind person. She's sure that if he lost someone close to her, that he's really feeling it right now. But she also has a feeling that if she goes to see him now, they're both going to lose something even more important. Something that she's always had faith in. She believes in her Uncle Kaz. And that's why she'll keep walking the path that he's sacrificed so much to send her down.
Oh, man. Oh, no.
She thanks Baba, going to leave, saying that she has lessons, but he stops her, saying that he has one more question. She didn't even ask his name. How did she know that she could trust him? I can see you're the sort of person Uncle Kaz would be friends with. Over the years, I've learned the people he takes a liking to have a certain thing in common. I could tell you weren't a bad guy. At least, I guess that doesn't really answer your question, though. Bob laughs, saying, no, but that's all right.
I read your aura, basically.
She gets up, thanking him again and heading off. Bob watching her go, sitting alone on the swings. He pulls out a cigarette, lighting it sadly. Damn! What am I doing? At the hospital.
End of scene, okay.
At the hospital, monitors beep away as Watase looks down with a hard expression at the recovering Katsuya. Back at New Serena, Kiryu's passed out on the bar. Saijima's sat next to him. The mom is concerned that Saijima doesn't look okay, but Saijima's like, I'm okay. Kiryu's the one that's, on the verge of death. They're lucky that they even managed to make it here. He'd love to take Kiryu to a hospital, but that would get the police on him immediately, and then he'd be out of commission, which I have a note saying, bitch, why the fuck does the mama not take him? Or call an ambulance and leave him there, and they get them.
There are 50 ways to get him to a hospital that don't involve you.
Yeah. Date arrives, checking on Kiryu and updating Saijima that Daigo was in critical condition. They have him on life support, which, Jesus fucking Christ, again? The man is more bullet than man at this point.
Does he have a gun under his pillow still?
I forgot about that. Probably.
Pillow gun.
He comments how it was a shock that the suspect in the murder case that he was working on showing up completely out of the blue, and at Toto University Hospital with Daigo Dojima next, no less. He thought the Tojo and the Omi had completely gone to war, and now he finds out that these two are involved too. Typical. Saijima asks, won't Date catch heat for sheltering them? Are you kidding me? My badges get snatched away in a heartbeat. Again. But if it gets out, so be it. My detective career basically started when I first arrested Kiryu 17 years ago. He was there when I quit, and he was there when I came back. I guess you could say if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been a detective in the first place.
He was there when I quit, and then I quit again for my newspaper job, and now I'm back in the police.
Add that to the list of Kiryu's crimes.
You learned all about my daughter and about my father problems.
Saijima comments that they're kind of like partners, even if they are on opposite sides of the law. We're not exactly friends or comrades, but we always end up thrown together somehow. We just can't get away from each other, it seems. Same goes for this place. 17 years ago, Kiryu walked out and took the fall for a friend. Then, when he found himself back here 10 years later, he got caught up in that 10 billion yen incident. In the 7 years since then, he's continued to fight as a key player in Tokyo's underworld. Serena seems to be the ground zero for it all. And it brings in plenty of new faces too.
Recap.
I was like, why are you recapping the Yakuza games?
Are you about to die, Dante? What is this?
You could say that this place is a crossroads in the life of Kazuma Kiryu.
Roll credits.
Right on the money, Date-san, comes a voice from behind. A crossroads for Kiryu and everyone who shares his convictions. We all end up here eventually.
Look at Kiryu passed out on the bar. Now we see him, folks, and it is bad. Is he just bleeding out and
Yes.
everyone's talking around him?
Yes, he is.
Hilarious.
Someone take him to a hospital. How long? Wait, sorry. So
Also,
you must...
Akiyama's just walked in, everyone.
Oh, so Akiyama's here. Also, we have sat through a recap of the Yakuza franchise so far, and we know fine well that is going to take Hours. He's dead by now. It is the next day. The concert isn't an hour.
Yeah.
Akiyama walks in. Everyone's surprised to see him. But seems somehow that he kind of knows everything. He fully knows that Kurosawa was at the core of it all, saying that 3 people had figured out his plan. Daigo, Katsuya, and... Do I have the picture? Yeah. He pulls out a picture. Goro Majima. This was the picture from before.
That is interesting. I'm glad we finally see the picture because I was going to ask you and I just didn't want to bog you down. Because presumably you said this takes place... he's got the eye patch. Never mind. Oh, no, yeah. So this
He's had the eye patch the whole time,
because remember that he got the eye patch the same time that Saejima got arrested.
So we're thinking that this is pre-Yakuza 0.
Or...
Yes.
So he doesn't have his ponytail. That's my only thing. It was just notable that they gave him a ponytail in 0, which came out after this.
Well, remember that back in when he was young, remember the watermelon gif?
Yeah.
He did have short hair. Like, this is what he looked like back then.
Did he?
Yeah,
okay.
This is what he looked like back in the 80s.
Fair enough.
Or even
it's
back
just
in the 70s.
He looks young in this photograph.
Yes, he does.
Like gaunt and young.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Those clothes are hanging off him. Yeah. Those clothes are wearing him. They sit down for a chat, minus Kiri, who is very much still bleeding out at the bar. Akiyama tells them that Kurosawa's plan went into effect after he learned...
Oh, God, I'm in so much pain. Oh, my God.
Oh, he's not even talking. He's unconscious.
Someone take me to the hospital.
Akiyama tells them that... Put a cigarette in his mouth, sunglasses on. He'll be fine. Akiyama tells them that Kurosawa's plan...
Help! Sorry, Chase, I'll let you go back to it.
Kurosawa's plan went into effect after he learned that he was going to die. But while he predicted and planned everything in Sapporo, Fukuoka, and Nagoya, Osaka wasn't a part of his plans. Everything there revolved around the letter that Majima sent to his former wife. Saejima remarks how he's realizing that he has heard the name Park and Katsuya before, Majima telling him about them before he got out, but that he's likely one of the few people that knows about them. He points out the postmark on the letter, dated after Majima supposedly was killed in Sapporo. Not only that, but it implicated his whereabouts. Osaka Enterprises, hearing this, thought that getting a hold of the letter would help pin down his location, which of course led to Park's death, Haruka inheriting the letter and then becoming their next target. Sadly, Akiyama doesn't actually think that Majima is still alive. If he was, he would have showed last night against Kurosawa. He's likely been dead since before Park received the letter. It's likely that he got the letter to Park via Katsuya. But how did Osaka Enterprises know about the letter? Akiyama thinks that the answer's in that very photo, revealing their 20-year friendship to the others, and the fact that Katsuya and Park themselves likely leaked the info about Majima's letter. A trap by them both to bait out the mastermind. And Kanai and Kurosawa took the bait, hook, line, and sinker. Kanai going after the letter, while Kurosawa played the role of a detective, keeping Akiyama riled up to keep Haruka in Osaka. Katsuya, feeling guilt for not being able to protect Park, in turn protected Haruka. Park likely saw the writing on the wall the second that she had the letter in her grasp, preemptively giving Haruka her fountain pen to lead her in the right direction, knowing that Haruka would carry on her work if anything happened to her. Park may not have been Yakuza, but she was willing to get involved for Majima. A longing, wanting to keep their connection alive in any way. Date's impressed Akiyama got all this from one photo, and everything from Fukuoka and Nagoya too, but Akiyama stops him saying, no, he actually met somebody who told him all that. Shinada. He's out actually visiting a friend right now.
Framing it like this, though, very much makes the sending of this photograph the first domino that topples.
Well, this photograph, remember, he just got from the MAO president.
Oh, sorry. I thought there was a date on the back that...
No. That's the letter that Majima sent to Park.
Sorry, the sending of the letter, then, is the first domino that topples, that is then fed into quite a bit of what's happened.
Yes.
Majima set things in motion because he's got a plan. Sticking to my theory.
I mean, he had a plan. Then he died.
Yes, sorry, yes. Maybe he's just a spooky ghost for the rest of the
Pirate ghost. Shinada walks through the halls of Toto University Hospital, walking towards a room. Ahead of him, Watase leaves a room, walking down the hall. He passes Shinada but stops. Hey, buddy. Can I ask you something? If you shared a dream with your friend and he got killed, would you get revenge or prioritize the dream? Shinada pauses, thinking, before saying that he'd want to get revenge for sure, but if his friend didn't want him to get revenge, he'd prioritize the dream. After all, ain't children each other's dreams what friends are for?
But what if I wanted my friend to want me to want to get revenge?
Watase apologizes for the random question and leaves, Shinada continuing onward to enter the hospital room. Back in the studio, Dreamline are practicing for their big debut. Things are tense, Christina keeping a close eye on his watch, counting down the hours. Mitch the choreo, Haruka trips. Mai getting frustrated, trying to be patient, but saying that she gets the choreo is hard, but it's always the same part that Haruka keeps messing up at. They all know that Haruka, for all her personality, is the weak link here talent-wise. Mai and Azusa picked it up pretty much right away, but Park pinned all her dreams on Haruka. Whatever it takes, they gotta get her to master it in one day. In one short day, they'll be on stage at the Dome.
Okay.
Back in Us Arena, we're just jumping all over the fucking place. Akiyama wants to talk about the concert, saying how it's in danger. Realizing that Kurosawa was targeting Haruka as a backup plan to get to Kiryu, Katsuya had moved her concert, hoping that it would disrupt the plans, and hoping that last night he would be able to finally get Kurosawa before he makes a move. But Kurosawa got away, and Katsuya is now in no condition to make the necessary calls to re-cancel the concert. Only options now are to find a way to stop Kurosawa from getting in, or to find a way to postpone the concert. But it's the Tokyo Dome. They're talking hundreds of thousands of people. They might be able to stop Kurosawa specifically, but all his men? Up until today, Akiyama was all for making sure that Haruka got her moment in the spotlight on that stage, but now they might have no choice but to... No. Kiryu finally awakens.
From his slumber.
Rising to his feet, saying that no matter what, they can't cancel the concert. He heard it all. He knows the risks, but he also knows Haruka. And even if she knew everything, he knows that she would still choose to be on that stage. Of course, Akiyama knew that when he came here, as well as the fact that Kiryu was the only one who'd be able to talk her out of it. Akiyama looked at him seriously, asking if he's really willing to put his daughter up on that stage, knowing that her life is at risk. Kiryu doesn't respond, simply walking out the back door. Saejima follows after, finding Kiryu on the roof, asking if he has doubts. Of course Kiryu does. He's made up his mind, but he's terrified. Ever since Kurosawa brought up Haruka, he hasn't been able to get what he said out of his head. He thinks back on how lonely the past year has been since he left the kids, even with new friends and a woman by his side. It's strange. Even when I was locked up, I never felt this way. Nah, it's about family. 17 years ago, you had a family. Nishikiyama, Yumi, your old man, Kazuma. So doing 10 years was a breeze. Even with them all so far away, you had a home to go back to. A family that was going to be there for you. That's all a guy really needs to stay sane inside. It was the same for me. I did 25 years in that hellhole, but never once did I lose hope. I'm pretty sure you did. I knew Yasuko and my brother Majima would be waiting for me when I got out. I'm pretty sure you blame Majima. Yasuko's gone now, and Magica's who knows where. But I ain't lonely one bit. Know why? They chose their paths. They never took life for granted. They lived and died entirely on their own terms. All I can do is fight and make them proud. That's how I see it, anyway. He tells Kiryu that Haruka's concert is his call, but they'll support him whichever way he chooses. Ain't no shame in asking friends for help every now and then. Got it, Kiryu? He leaves Kiryu alone on the roof to look out over the city and think.
Kiryu, my dream is that one day you just reach out, buddy.
I'm a phone call away.
After some time, Kiryu... You want to go for some tripe barbecue?
God, that is a throwback to part one.
That's just a bit of a spoiler. I will make you eat it raw and then burnt, okay?
I'm making a philosophical
We
point.
need to compare them. I need to show you that the burnt is better. After some time, Kiryu returns to the bar to find Akiyama and Saejima, now joined by one new Shinada, arguing over something? Kiryu walks over to see that they're poring over the layout map of the Tokyo Dome, discussing strategy. After all, Kiryu told Haruka to never give up, didn't he? One quick introduction of Shinada later, they get back to planning. Luckily, Tokyo Dome is a baseball stadium, and Shinada's played there, so he's a perfect source for the layout. Going off the plans, if somebody here wants to snipe Haruka, they'd have to do it from the outfield, next to the batter's eye screen. Perfect visibility to the stage over home base. And everywhere else either has too many people or poor visibility.
Did he play here in his one and only game? I mean, this is presumably...
I guess so.
Unsure.
He must have.
Yeah.
This is presumably the biggest baseball stadium in Japan.
Well, this is, as far as I'm aware, this is the Gigants Stadium.
Okay, cool. That would make sense then.
Maybe. But yes. Anyhow.
So he obviously came on for 15 minutes as a sub at the end.
I can't wait
he
to get home, actually.
Intimately knows the insides and outside.
I think also,
of it.
this might be where the Koshien Nationals take place as well.
Okay.
Maybe.
Sure.
Unsure.
Can we skip the baseball?
In any regardless, baseball stadiums are probably all the same.
Yes.
So they're all very confused and suspicious by how he knows the perfect place for a sniper, but he assures them that he's never been sniped at before. Just that the home team often posts spies there to steal signs. Bitch, I thought you were anti-sign stealing. Why the fuck do you know this? It seems that despite the fact that Shinoda hadn't stolen signs on that fateful day, it actually kind of is fairly common practice in the business, with it normally being the third-base coach's job to relay the stolen signs to him. But on that day, nobody was in the center field stands. Funny thing is, if he had been told the sign, he doesn't actually think he'd have been able to hit that fastball. Funny how life works out sometimes.
Talking about it.
Don't care.
Well, none of these people were here for that.
Kiryu is still bleeding out. Make it stop.
Wait, if that's common practice and there wasn't a sign stealer posted, couldn't you have used that as evidence of your innocence 15 years ago? And sure, Shinoda had thought about that, but he didn't want to crush the dreams of the fans, you know? Nobody knows stuff like that's going on in the sport they love so much. They would never want to know. They just want the thrill of watching them play, to live out their dreams that they never fulfilled.
Okay.
Same thing goes for this concert. The people watching Haruka up on that stage are going to be inspired to chase their own dreams. People need to see others following their dreams like that. Makes it a lot less scary to start chasing your own. In a Kamurocho skyscraper, Kurosawa sits in a chair, looking out over the skyline. A number of corpses strewn across the floor behind him. Someone approaches him from behind. I wasn't expecting the Kamurocho nightscape to be such a nice view. I knew you were alive. Figured one of you would make it through this and take me out. That was the deal you made with Katsuya, right? Majima?
Yes, here we go.
Well, turns out I need you to help me accomplish one last thing. A smile creeps to the corner of Kurosawa's mouth. Final chapter. Dreams fulfilled.
Dreams fulfilled, baby. Big reveal. Majima behind it all.
The day of the Dreamline concert arrives. Outside Tokyo Dome, thousands of fans, which I've actually they've called Japan Dome on the building. I'm 99% sure the subtitles have been calling it Tokyo Dome the whole time. The real is Tokyo Dome. Doesn't matter. Thousands of fans excitedly gather while inside staff bustles with rehearsed urgency, completing all final preparations.
Is this an open area before things kick off? Can you run around and hear people talking about the concert?
No.
No, that's
Haruka
fine.
and the girls are in their dressing room, nervous excitement racing through them as they see how many people have come out for their debut. Haruka sits nervously, gripping her phone. Mai and Asusa questions if it's the boyfriend trouble, but Haruka simply looks down at her phone, quietly asking Uncle Kaz to forgive her.
Why?
Back in New Serena, the guys are making final preparations to head to the dome when the mama rushes in, yelling at them to turn on the TV quickly. The news flashes up, a broadcast that the Millennium Tower has been seized by an unidentified group, and they've taken a hostage. Goro Majima.
Oh, boy.
They rush to the tower to find it cordoned off by police. A crowd gathered, noisily looking at what's going on. Suddenly, cars fly down the street, plowing through the crowd, almost hitting the guys. They screech to a halt in front of the crowd, 4 men getting out. They all have automatic machine guns in hand, raising them to the crowd and letting fire into the gathered.
Jesus.
Wow, okay.
The guys dive for cover as the crowd scatters, screaming, police desperately trying to fight back, but their pistols too weak to really make a difference against the heavy artillery. As the men go to reload their spent magazines, Akiyama and Kiryu leap from behind a car, knocking 2 of the men unconscious. They dive between the other 2, who each try to fire at the guys but miss, hitting each other instead. Saejima looks over at the dead men, his eyes going wide in shock. On their lapels are Majima family pins.
Okay.
Akiyama thinks that he understands what's going on here. They're trying to drive the Majima family out of town too. That's why they've taken him hostage. Now they can make it look like the family resorted to violence to rescue him. They look around to see the streets filling from every side with ugly old bastards. And at their head, the ugliest bastard of all, Kanai.
God,
there he
this
is.
guy should have been dead chapters ago. I can't believe he's made it this far.
Well, he's basically like the Thing, isn't he? You can't really damage him.
Still only got one tie, though.
Yes.
They surround the boys, who look around deciding their next move. Both Haruka and Majima are in danger. Hell, the whole town is. Not much of a choice, but to split up. Saejima requests that he goes after Majima. Now that he knows he's alive, he has to punch him in the face.
Yeah, sure.
Shinada will go after Haruka. Kiryu would stick out too much, and besides, he knows the stadium layout the best. Nobody would recognize him either. The guys are hesitant to let a rando baseball man risk his life for this, but hearing his rousing speech about wanting to save Daigo's dream to repay him for giving back his dream, they agree. That leaves Kiryu and Akiyama to deal with Kanai and his homies. Shinada and Saejima escaping through the sewer tunnels to get to their needed locations.
Sajima's like, follow me, I know the way through the sewers.
Nom, 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 nom. Hello, Mr. Rat. You're my friend.
That's Sajima's voice moving forwards.
Kiryu and Akiyama plow the men, giving Saejima and Shinada a chance to escape into the sewers. Of course, those aren't safe either, and they have to fight their way through regardless.
Did you say they plow them and beat them off?
Yeah.
Yeah. Slam them, plow them.
Slam them, dick them down. On their way, Saejima asks a favor. If he runs into Baba at the stadium, tell him that he'll be waiting as long as it takes. They'll swear that oath of brothership. Baba's still young. Gotta smack some sense into that head of his, or who knows what he'll get himself into. Hopefully, Shinada can save Baba as well as Haruka. On their way, Shinada almost falls off a bridge.
Oh,
Almost.
let him go.
Nah. In the dome, the crowd cheers. The lights dim as Haruka and the girls nervously, excitedly step onto the platform. It raises to the roar of excited fans. Lights blaze to life as the concert begins. Performing their hits from the Princess League to thousands of adoring fans. The stands are mostly clear, save for a single person. Deep in the outfield seats, Baba sat quietly and alone, clad in black tactical gear, a guitar case on his lap. He watches Haruka with a conflicted expression before opening the case slowly and looking down at the sniper rifle contained within.
God.
No. Okay, Chase, before we do kind of kick into this, can you remind me who was Baba working for? What was that reveal? With Saejima. He was like, I've been working for someone, Saejima, I've been keeping you in prison.
It's not been confirmed yet, but at this point we can just assume Kurosawa.
Kurosawa. Okay.
Like, it's not been explicitly confirmed.
But that's the reading.
But yeah, it's Kurosawa.
It was Omi was the reveal at the time, wasn't it? It was just Omi.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Baba continues to watch Haruka as she happily performs away, his expression darkening. Saejima arrives at the top of the Millennium Tower, finding Kurosawa, stood watching out over the city below. He turns, unsurprised to see Saejima, commenting on how painfully predictable they all are. Saejima screams, asking where Majima is. Kurosawa simply nods his head. A group of his men from behind Saejima leading Majima up the stairs onto the roof. He's wrapped in thick chains and padlocks, his face beaten and bloody. They push him to the ground. He looks up at Saejima, apologizing, saying that he fucked up. Let it get to this. Saejima tries to go to him, but the men behind all pull their guns, stopping him. Saejima demands to know what's going on. All in due time. Kurosawa walks forward, past Saejima, heading to Majima. He kneels down beside him, and with a smile, pulls a key from his pocket, unlocking the chains, them falling limply to the ground around him. One of the men from behind pulls a knife from his pocket, Majima's knife, and throws it to the ground beside him. Kurosawa smiles. All right. start the show. Majima grabs his knife, slowly getting up, limping towards Saejima. Saejima asks what's going on, but Majima just looks at him with a pained expression, apologizing as he continues his approach. Seems like we gotta try to kill each other. I couldn't do it. She means more to Kiryu-chan than life itself. I couldn't let it happen.
Okay.
Saejima doesn't understand. This'll clear things up. Kurosawa throws him a phone. On it, a live video feed of Haruka performing on stage at the Dome. It's simple. If he gives the signal, Haruka gets shot. Only way to stop that from happening is to kill his sworn brother. If Majima wins, he gives the signal to shoot. But if Saejima wins, Haruka gets to live, and Saejima gets to spend the rest of his life behind bars for taking Majima hostage and killing him in retaliation for expelling Saejima from the Tojo.
Why not just kill them both? You've got all the guys in the roof. Why not just shoot them both?
Kurosawa's theatric.
Shoot Haruka as well if you want.
Yeah,
Like, I don't want that to happen, but just get all three of them. You hold all the cards. And you're basically saying, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give one of my cards a knife and let him go.
Although I will say that I don't know how we're going to get out of this one, which is very rare for me to really feel that way about a Yakuza situation. Normally there's going to be some guy comes in on a datty copter, but
Kiryu's out there in the wind.
Kiryu's at the bottom of the tower fighting Kanai. Saejima asks Majima if they're really doing it, but to Majima, if Haruka dies, her dream dies in front of 50,000 people. They kick the bucket, and nobody bats an eye. It's an easy choice. He throws off his jacket, ready to throw down, but Saejima still hesitates. How does Majima expect to fight in his current condition? He said himself that it wasn't how he used to be. He doesn't have what it takes to take him on. Majima knows what he said. 2 years ago, he couldn't fight Saejima. But that's because you were too damn weak. He saw all that he needed to in that batting cage. Saijima's time in the slammer and coming back to the Tojo made Saejima soft. So he knew what he had to do, and he gave him the easy way out. That expulsion letter, it wasn't Morinaga or Aoyama who wrote it. It was Majima. He didn't want Saejima dragged into this, didn't think that his legend would grow to make him such a target, but now it's come to this. Now get that shirt off. Time to prove you still got what it takes. I want to see those fangs shining bright as they did in the old days. Majima unsheaths his knife as Saejima rips his jacket off. The two shirtless men facing off as Kurosawa smiles wildly in the background. We ain't got a choice. Bear with me, brother. Saejima scoffs, saying that if Majima was the type of guy who would have just let her die, he'd have killed his sorry ass anyway. He turns to Kurosawa, telling him that he owes him one for finally giving him another real crack at his sworn brother. If he'd died without getting that, he'd have carried that regret to the grave. Let's go, brother. One last rush of blood through our veins. Let's show him how it's done. Majima flies at him with lightning speed, flipping and whipping through the air, his knife a flurry around Saejima as he deftly dodges each attack. And like fuck has Majima gone soft. He's a fucking scary nightmare, even having mastered mystical techniques like the Shadow Clone Jutsu.
what?
Wow.
Shadow clones.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at right now. Any listeners? We have got multiple purpley shadow Majimas. Darkness Majimas.
Seems like he met his own god of the mountain. Jesus.
Yeah. What have we learned?
To hover a bit,
Sing better.
sing better.
Majima flips towards him, arcing his knife down, flipping and throwing it into the air as he sweeps at Saijima's leg, knocking him to his knee. He catches his knife from the air, swinging it down with a scream as Saejima straight up fucking just grabs it by the blade, punching Majima in the face to the ground. They heave, complimenting each other on their skill. But Kurosawa ain't having it. Shout him out. Is that all they have? If they don't continue, Haruka's tasting lead. But they just scowl at him. Venomous expressions on their face. In a rage, Kurosawa rips out his phone, punching in a number. Fury crossing his face the longer and longer it rings. Why isn't he picking up? This'll clear things up. Saejima tosses him back the phone. Kurosawa's face exploding in anger. Back at the dome, we see the outfield platform Shinada said was most likely for a sniper to shoot from. A camera on a tripod, sits toppled onto its side. Next to it, Baba sits, watching Haruka on stage, the rifle case open next to him. He breathes slowly, his face hard, before turning, slowly closing the case, and getting up to go.
Good boy.
Didn't
Well
kill
done.
a kid.
Yeah.
But he's stopped by a wide, smiling face. Baba-san, isn't it? Says Shinada.
Yeah.
He looks down at the guitar case, saying that it looks like Baba decided against shooting Haruka. Baba says that he doesn't know what he means, going to walk past him, but Shinada grabs his wrist. I wouldn't leave your camera. I said go back and pick it up. He punches Baba, sending him flying to the ground. This is where scorers work, where they scheme to steal the other team's signs. Leaving a camera here is
Give it a rest.
leaving a camera here.
I've done that job for 25 years.
I am much
Leaving
more
a camera
invested.
here is just asking for trouble. Stealing signs is pretty low as far as I'm concerned, but it's how the game is played, behind the scenes. And you're a behind the scenes guy yourself, aren't you? So why would you go and leave evidence behind like that? Nothing gets under my skin like a sloppy job. I bet it doesn't.
Oh no.
He may not have shot Haruka, but just walking away, that's running away from reality. A behind the scenes guy has to own up to what he did back there. He's going to man the fuck up and let him mark it as an error. He'll make him pay for everything that he's done till now. And if he doesn't, Baba will just disappoint anybody who still has faith in him. They square up in what ends up actually being one of my favorite fights in the series because it's the fucking fight you wanted. Haruka's concert blaring in the background as these two fight on the platform.
That's cool.
Between your two favorites.
Does
Between
it, do we do like transitions or anything to like show bits of them on stage dancing and singing?
Nah.
Oh,
So
that's
just
fine.
in case I'm missing anything, we've got Shigeki has just found.
Who's Shigeki?
Baseball boy.
Sorry, no, I was reading the screen.
Oh, Baba!
That's
Oh,
Baba.
Baba.
Baba has just been found almost killing a child, and he goes, "Hey, buddy, good job there." But leaving unattended camera equipment, it's life or death, bitch.
What a confusing man.
He just wants baseball.
Also, Chase,
Yeah.
I know you said you're thinking maybe passing comment during part 4. It's like, this is like the most important one. No, it's not. Part 4 was not important. Anything that's currently happening. I couldn't take it or leave it with this guy being involved at
It was
all.
important to
Well, it was in the grand scheme of that's where we found out the mastermind.
and Daigo's
return.
Part 1 of Daigo's plan
Did we find out the mastermind in part 4?
at the very end.
Well, we found out that it was the Kuroha.
Yeah. I think that could have been bolted into anywhere else.
Shut the fuck up.
Part 4 sucked.
Shut the fuck up.
That was a Lord
we
of
like
low
part
point.
2.
Baba is also clearly like, it never actually says what family he's from. I'm not sure if he is a Kuroha family boy, but it's clear that he's trained like a special ops martial arts master because holy fuck, he's got immaculate, almost acrobatic form. The fight has so many quick time events to block his like crazy gymnastic kicks and shit. Like, you can see him like doing like a fucking like somersault dive kick something or other.
Here I come.
All right, come down. Watch my kicks. Woohoo!
This one's for your balls.
This one's for your balls. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh no,
Oh, no, we got a
another
big dream speech.
Oh God.
Two very confused men fighting it out.
Kick me in my dreams, why don't ya?
You'll realize why I did that in a second. He finally manages to land one final slam to the face, knocking Baba out cold, before himself collapsing in exhaustion on the ground. Watching Haruka perform down on the stage, the place where dreams come true. He thinks about how tiny they all look from the stand, wondering if he looked like that small too, wiping a small tear from his eye. Behind him, Baba twitches, his hand reaching for the case. Shinada continues watching the show, his head bobbing along, having some fun, but he hears a clicking noise. Looking over, seeing the case open and empty, and then whipping his head around to Baba, the gun in his hands, propped up, barrel pointed just below his own jaw.
What
my
the
God.
fuck?
I'm gonna be so real. I don't want to do this in
Yeah,
the tiny
don't-
Tim voice,
don't,
so I'm
don't.
not going to.
Yeah.
It was too late. Too late for me, he sobs. Why couldn't I have met Saejima-san sooner? He looks over at Shinada, telling him to tell Saejima that he's sorry that he couldn't go back. The music flares up. The guitar solos riffing. Haruka and the others performing their hardest as Baba's finger tightens around the trigger. Shinada running at him in slow motion, flashing between shots of this. Shinada, the stage. Exactly like you wanted.
Yeah.
And as the final notes of the song go off, the girls lower their hands as confetti cannons go off, a loud bang resounding through the arena.
Oh, no.
Shinada opens his tightly squeezed eyes, looking over at Baba. The gun gone from his hands. A confused look across his face. They look over to see the gun several feet away on the ground.
Thank God.
A large dent in its barrel, as if hit by something.
I know we considered killing a
So
child,
somebody
right?
shot the gun out of his hand.
They look over to see 3 figures. The center one holding a gun. The smoke still dissipating as the faces of Himura, Oshima, and Deputy Warden Kosaka smile over at Baba.
The fuck are
From the
these
prison.
guys?
The guys from the prison.
It's his prison inmates. The Deputy Warden.
Sorry.
Wow, the moment really got dampened for you.
How did they know he was there?
How did they know he was there? Why are they here? Have they been watching him this whole time?
Because we
very
didn't have
quickly,
everyone.
I know
Did
that...
we find out how they know that he was here?
Right, I guess we're about to get a monologue, but I know that he did consider killing a child, but rooting for Baba. Not for obviously that bit, but when he was closing the case and walking away, and Shibata really just made everything like worse. He was going to leave and go into hiding or something, and he showed up and was like, "Rah!"
Himura lowers his gun as Oshima walks up to Baba, slapping him for trying to throw his life away. But Himura just laughs, saying how, thank God they fucking made it in time. Looking over at Kosaka, wasn't it worth bending the rules to get us to Tokyo?
Okay.
Himura tells Baba that Saejima contacted Kosaka not long after shit hit the fan.
Right.
Having found out that Baba was being controlled, he asked Kosaka to help him. He also sent a message that they can atone for their crimes together as brothers in Abashiri.
Oh,
Kosaka puts his hand on Baba's shoulder. Let's go home, Baba. You have people waiting for you.
Prison?
In prison.
well, his friends, those two, and they can do image tracing and stuff. It'll be fine. It'll be lovely.
He falls to his knees as the guys surround him. The announcer on the loudspeaker announcing that the concert will have a 15-minute interval. Shinada falls to his feet, saying how it's nice Baba has somewhere to go back to. Prison? But where can he go back to? Where's his home?
Who cares?
Suddenly, his phone rings. He picks it up. How's the sunlight up in Tokyo, Shinada? Shinada jumps up, shocked to be hearing Takasugi's voice across the line. He tells Shinada how he got worried when he bolted like that. Shinada's confused, saying how he paid the money back. But Takasugi says how he doesn't give a shit about the money. He was just worried about Shinada. He also tells him that Milky got released and asked to pass along a message. If he stops by, she'll give him 90 minutes for just 3,000 yen.
What the fuck?
Jeez.
That's not the line.
Is that actually the line? His character sucks. His whole story sucks. It feels like it was written by somebody else. I can't get behind this.
She was involved in a plot to kill you.
But she
You
will
were
shag
maybe
you for
falling in love with
30
her.
quid.
Everyone misses you, bud.
Oh, good.
Come on back, Shinada. I never gave you a receipt for your loan payment, after all. Shinada begins sobbing, realizing that he's had a home to go to this whole time. Curling up into a ball as Takasugi keeps like his phone hand falling to the ground as Takasugi's voice keeps going like, hey, you listen to me? You there? You there?
Good.
You good?
Yeah. I'm happy for him, but whatever.
Back in the Millennium Tower, Kurosawa seethes as he watches over the live camera feed. Shinada giving a goofy-ass grin and peace sign.
Oh, we're watching the gift, folks.
That's really good. Okay, I must admit that does endear me to him slightly. Actually seeing him be animated is fun.
He's just a goofy little guy. Kurosawa slams the phone to his ground, crushing it under his foot, saying how there's been a change of plans then, pulling a gun out. You both get to die right now, then. His fingers squeeze down, but bang! The gun is shot from his hand, throwing him to the ground.
Somebody just shot somebody in the head.
He looks over to see Daigo Dojima,
Yeah.
supported by Katsuya, gun in hand.
Love it.
He fires at Kurosawa's men, downing them all as he walks slowly forward, telling Kurosawa that it's over. Back at the dome, Haruka and the girls return to their dressing room, exhausted from Act 1. They ask if Haruka's okay, but noticing that she's gotten a blister on the back of her foot, they rush out to get somebody to help her. She thinks that they're fussing over nothing, but oh well. She turns her attention to the TV in the room, but her eyes go wide as she sees the live news coverage of the brawl erupting in front of the tower, and in the center of the frame, Kiryu. By the time all the men are down in the square, the two of Akiyama and Kiryu are heaving for breath. Akiyama, for sure this time, saying that he's definitely going to quit smoking. Then looking up at the tower, wondering what Saejima and Shinada are up to. Atop the tower, God, it's so jumpy, Kurosawa stands alone and cornered. Katsuya telling him to admit defeat. But he doesn't. He begins laughing, erupting maniacally, screaming that Daigo has already lost. Time's nearly up. He coughs, a spray of blood coming from his mouth, dripping down his face. The cancer was real. His body has finally hit its limit.
Yikes.
Katsuya doesn't understand why all the schemes then. Kurosawa raises a fist to the sky. I had to see it with my own eyes. Or, I had to see it with my own eyes. The moment that I hand over everything I built, I wanted to see him inherit my power.
Majima?
It's not Majima.
Back in the square, Kanai ain't giving up. Another wave of baddies surrounding Kiryu and Akiyama.
Make it end with this guy.
Suddenly, Kiryu gets a call. He's like, mid-punching baddies, he just gets a call. He's like, it's Daigo. Brushing past the fact that he's up and at him, he tells Kiryu that Kurosawa's plan was never to kill them or to take over Kamurocho. It was to hand the Tojo and the Omi off to someone else. There's no time to explain. Kiryu has to get to the Tojo HQ ASAP. He'll understand everything when he gets there.
Oh, okay. Who's missing?
Akiyama tells Kiryu to leave it all to him. He has the score to settle with Kanai anyway, and Kiryu agrees, rushing off. They'll continue brawling, but the fucker just won't fucking give up. Holy shit. You beat him down and he just gets back up. And he's like, I've got more men on my way. This town's fucking done. Akiyama looks over in a brief panic as the footsteps of a shit ton of men approach. But Kanai's eyes go wide, seeing the men. In confusion, as the allied men of the Tojo clan all arrive on the scene.
Oh, good turn. Cool shot. Yeah, so we just have three groups all taking a single street to block them off and surround our boys.
Watase approaches with his family. And yeah, so we got the Yamagasa with Patriarch Madarame there, as well as his captain. We've got the Kitakata from Sapporo, and then we've got Watase's family.
Nice.
Watase approaches with his family. Far as Kurosawa's boys are concerned, consider them all mopped up. While y'all were off dreaming of building your little empire, we were working on big dreams of our own. The Yamagasa family, the Kitakata family, the Tojo clan, and the Omi alliance. We all clashed with Dojima, Majima, and Kiryuhan. And now, it's the bond that links us. Your little schemes die here. You're on the shit list of every Yakuza in the goddamn country.
Wow.
Okay.
Kanai falls to his knees, his utter defeat obvious to him now.
Him. I thought they were talking to Kiryu.
Or Akiyama. I was like, poor
Yeah,
Akiyama.
yeah.
No, this is a Kanai.
Okay,
Cool,
thank
cool,
God.
cool,
I got
okay.
panicked there.
Watase walks past him to Akiyama, taking off his sunglasses. The Omi Alliance has never bowed its head to anyone. That's what makes us the strongest. But today, I'm making a special exception.
Oh.
He gets on his knees at Akiyama's feet, pressing his fists and hands to the ground in a sign of deepest respect. Everybody in the surrounding vicinity getting down as well.
Oh,
Just to be clear.
Akiyama-han, we're in your debt.
amazing.
Akiyama looks around as all around him, every Yakuza gathered bows deeply. Watsude gets up, asking Akiyama how it feels to be the only moneylender to ever stand above the Yakuza. Well, I've had better days. He chuckles, pulling out a cigarette, thanking Watsude, saying how there aren't many who could have done what he did. He looks up at the sky. Now all that's left is to see how Kiryu-san wraps this up. Then we call it a day.
Done a few of these now.
Yeah.
Kiryu arrives at Tojo HQ to find the snow-covered ground dyed red. Bodies lie all around the courtyard. The Tojo clan patriarchs. He rushes inside, running past more and more bodies, until finally reaching the war room, entering to see a lone figure sat in the chairman's seat. I've been waiting. Fourth chairman. Comes Aizawa's cool voice.
What?
What? Aizawa is our 11th hour villain. Aizawa? Jeez, fucking Aizawa. Are you kidding me?
What? Aizawa got killed off in the first act, right?
Yeah, faked his death, then came back in the finale in the fighting pits with
right.
Flores of Sai.
Oh, yeah.
And was like, oh, you know, but, okay. Not gonna lie, thoroughly underwhelming. Not just because it's not Majima, and obviously I was clinging to that.
I was kind of happy with how things were.
Yeah, we'll talk about Majima later.
Aizawa is a beloved Yakuza villain by the
Why?
fan base.
From this game.
Purely from this scene and
Okay,
from none of the rest of the game.
Okay,
Only
okay.
this scene.
So he's got a big
give it to
dream
us.
monologue coming up. Let's
Yeah,
hear
pretty
it.
much.
Yeah.
He sat in a brand new white pinstripe suit, a katana placed casually over his shoulder. Kiryu demands to know what he's doing in Daigo's chair, and honestly, Aizawa doesn't fucking know. Saying how just a short while ago he was only a punk playing at being the chairman's bodyguard, yet now here he sits. Kiryu tells him that that's Daigo's seat. He has no right to be sitting there, but let's be real. If he doesn't have the right to be sitting there, neither does Daigo. He leans back, laughing. You truly believe Daigo Dojima is the right man to lead a force of 30,000 men?
Yes.
Daigo's a Nepo baby.
Don't think he said that, did he?
Born son of Patriarch Dojima, propped up by the support of the fourth chairman, and if the clan hadn't fractured at fifth chairman Terada's betrayal, he never would have made it to the top. Yakuza have always put too much emphasis on status. Even with all the money and power in the world, you still need connections to climb the ranks. That's why they go around doing outdated shit like swearing oaths. Kiryu looks at him hard, demanding to know how he and Kurosawa are connected. Aizawa stands up. Me and Kurosawa? Simple. I'm his son.
Right, hold on. So you're replacing a Nepo baby with a Nepo baby.
Shut the fuck up.
You are a Nepo baby. You hypocrite. This is, I just want to point out, because I feel like I've got lots to feel about this. This is a cool look for him.
Yeah.
It's a cool look. The katana
Undoubtedly.
looks cool.
Back in the tower, Kurosawa tells his tale, how when he first joined, he was plagued by setbacks. The first family he joined was some minor fourth-tier group, but he finally started climbing rank by doing dirty jobs nobody else wanted to do. Any ever taken the fall for a botched job by literally eating shit? People who make it to the top with their pride intact, they were only able to do that because they had a ton of support from many others. I would have loved to keep my pride and integrity, but nobody had my back. To get where I am, I had to murder my own anarchy. I had to kill my own boss. I sacrificed everything to claw my way to the top in blood. But when I got there, the only thing I had was power. Nothing else. Then 6 months ago, when what I thought was a light pneumonia turned out to be lung cancer, well, for the first time in my life, I panicked. I realized I have nobody to leave that power to. No legacy. What's the point of it all? Back in HQ, Aizawa says, okay, you seem so thoroughly underwhelmed by all of that.
I'm absorbing. I'd like more explanations, please.
Back at HQ, Aizawa says Kurosawa decided to give him everything. His own flesh and blood. Although he laughs, wondering what Kurosawa would have done if Aizawa had never sworn up. Really, people don't think straight when they're facing death. Kiryu asks if he was the one then that murdered his Aniki Morinaga. He tells Kiryu how it was all going fine at first. Morinaga also questioned the Tojo, helped Morinaga a lot. But then after Daigo went missing, he came to Aizawa and Fukuoka wanting to walk away from it all. Want to know what he said? You'll never have the strength to surpass Kazuma Kiryu. He told me to cut my losses and get out. Fool. He says that it was a mistake to approach Kiryu and Fukuoka to get him involved. He's too dangerous. Everyone got swept up in whatever his cause is at the moment. He turns to Kiryu in a rage, saying how it's that sort of natural charisma, that with that sort of natural charisma, Kiryu should have never stepped down from the Tojo clan. Pedigree? Natural talent? In the Yakuza world, the strongest should win. It'd be fucking stupid for our battles to be decided by things you're born with. So while Kiryu took the spotlight, he trained in the shadows, alone, because the strongest will win. That's what he has to believe.
Is that not a belief system that is complete opposite of his father? So unless I misunderstood, Aizawa was basically saying, like, you can lead on charisma alone, Kiryu. You are charisma incarnate. But his father thinks the complete opposite.
He doesn't give a shit about anything that Kurosawa's left him. Unsheathing his sword.
Okay.
Saying that for the first time, he's earned a shot at the man on top with his own two hands. I don't think you really have.
I don't think you have.
I'm pretty sure you nepo babied your way into the situation, but sure.
You didn't really do anything. You kind of tripped into this.
You pretended to be dead for most of it.
Yeah.
He unsheathes his sword.
Neil forgot who you were.
He unsheathes his sword before returning it to his sheath, throwing it to the ground. He wants a fight. A fair fight. If he can beat Kiryu, he'll truly be at the apex of their little world.
Oh, it's just such a terrible end to your plan. Everything has gone well. You have an advantage over the one guy who can stop you.
Yeah.
No.
Back at the Tokyo Dome, the girls prepare to go on for their new debut number. Mai asking Haruka if she feels ready. She's the main part in this one. She turns around, thanking them both for everything before preparing herself.
And reminding them that she's the main part in all of them. Thank you very much.
Let's go. Our dreams are on that stage.
Dream life.
Dreamline.
Dreamline.
They step out and up to their mics. Today, we're taking the first steps as a new act called Dreamline, the Path of Dreams. We hope that for all of you kind enough to listen to us, that these dreams reach you out there. Here's our new song.
Dream. Okay.
The lights dim as they take their places and the song begins.
Is it a bop?
With the song continuing in the background as the scene fades back to Tojo HQ.
Cool.
Kiryu's confrontation with Aizawa. Kiryu's ready to give his lesson for the game. It's true that there are people born with and without talent, but the people with the talent never make it on talent alone. He rips off his jacket. His bandage is wrapped around his gunshot wound, heavily bloodied. But Kiryu's standing firm. They overcome, find boundaries, and break them. The only way to grow is to be challenged. You aren't exactly wrong. So if I'm the wall you need to scale, I'll let you try. But you might find it so high you never want to try again.
That is such a badass line. That's so silly. I love that.
Also means sex.
Blood leaks from the bandages, speckling the floor at Kiryu's feet as Aizawa steps back, preparing himself, saying that he'll prove that he can beat Kiryu and earn his place as a living legend among the Yakuza. Aizawa throws off his jacket and charges at Kiryu, their fists colliding in midair as the brawl begins. It spans the entire manor, starting in the worm before spilling out into the hall, into the foyer. At one point, Aizawa picks up a massive decorative oak table that's in the foyer, larger than him, and with a single hand swings it at Kiryu, who jumps up and just dodge rolls over the top of it.
Oof, that is an unfortunate screen
it.
grab.
Yes, Aizawa looks very goofy in this
Demonic,
picture.
I would say.
Yeah. His mouth is turned into a sideways diamond. It's bizarre.
Aizawa rushes forward, grappling Kiryu around his injured abdomen, but Kiryu slams his elbow down on Aizawa's back again, until finally he grabs him by the shoulders, throwing him into the door, and with a flying knee to the jaw, slamming him through them, flying out of the building into the snowy courtyard beyond. Blood drenches the snow as the two men continue their brawl, Kiryu truly being brought to his absolute limits, but refusing to falter. They match each other blow for blow, kick for kick. Kiryu's combo is going matched until at last the men send one final swing towards each other, and as the screen fades to white, the concert continues. The lyrics, "I know you can't see me, but I'm singing to you." There's only one person this song is written to. So just greet me with a cheer. I'll come running to your side. You'll finally welcome me home as you wrap me in your arms.
That's about Silent Hill.
With the smile I've always loved. Fuck you for ruining the moment, you bitch.
Okay, so first off, yes, lovely lyrics. Obviously singing about Kiryu, beautiful, love it, amazing. Love the diegetic music. Also, it could be about Silent
Shut
Hill.
the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know.
Anyhow, Haruka's last
Go
note.
listen to the Silent Hill episode, everybody.
Haruka's last note rings out as the guitar solos blaze on, Kiryu's bloodied fist connecting with Aizawa's jaw. As the final notes of the song, he finally falls to the ground,
That's a beautiful shot.
defeated.
Yeah, cool.
Kiryu looks down at Aizawa with an almost proud look, his abdomen and trousers drenched through with blood. Fight your way up, Aizawa. I don't care how many years it takes you. Fight your way up. Then come at me again. I'll be there whenever you're ready. Aizawa looks up to him with the last bits of his strength before he passes out. Kiryu looks down, blood dripping faster and faster from his wound, wincing in pain as the adrenaline leaves him, before he too falls to the ground in a heap. The song ends, Haruka turning and bowing deeply to Mai and Azusa. They're confused, asking what she's doing. The next song's about to start. She turns back to the audience, taking the microphone from its stand and walking forward, addressing them directly. Hi, everyone. There's something that I have to get off my chest. The reason I'm standing on this stage tonight is thanks to the help of so many others. The president and manager of my agency who have always had my back. And we actually see, as it's panning across, Hori has made it out of the hospital and come to the concert.
Oh.
Yay, Hori's back. The coaches who stuck with me, even when I couldn't do anything right. My rivals who competed with me in the Princess League. And above all, I have to thank the people who have always supported me. But there's something I've been hiding from all of you. It's about my family. I grew up without knowing what it was like to have parents. My only family was the other kids who lived in the orphanage and the man who looked after us. They mean as much to me as any real family. But even though I loved them, I left them all behind to make my debut as an idol. From backstage, the event staff shout to get security to stop Haruka, people scrambling as she continues. Every girl dreams of becoming a star one day. I wasn't any different, but the reality is that I already found what made me whole. I thought that if I could make it as an idol, I'd be able to keep the orphanage running. But it came at a cost. I would have to leave behind the very man who raised me. She begins to cry, continuing on as her voice breaks. This man who made me who I am today was once a member of the Yakuza. I know he looks scary to most people, but he always treated me with respect and kindness. Even though he was unconventional, I could always rely on him. As she continues, we see Kiryu covered in blood, forcing himself to his feet, slowly stumbling out of the Tojo HQ gate, his hand held tightly to his wound, trying to get back to his daughter. I think of him like a father, and I love him. I love him very much. But now, even as I speak, I'm not allowed to call him my family anymore. The scenes change over Haruka's speech. Daigo, Dojima, Saejima, Majima, and Katsuya helping each other leave the tower. The gathered Yakuza in the theater square watching Haruka over a large screen. I don't regret anything I've done. I can't express how grateful I am to the president of my agency. She's opened a door to this world for me. Every day is a new experience. Happy ones, fun ones, painful ones, tragic ones. We were all in it together. I admit that it's exciting to think of where this life could take me, but I couldn't bear to live a life where I'm forced to lie to my fans and myself. I just can't do it. I want to live a happy life with the people that I hold closest. Standing on the stage, I've finally realized how important that is. And that's why I can't continue singing. To me, Kazuma Kiryu is family.
Aww. I didn't want to interrupt the impassioned speech, Chase, but you could not get a more Yakuza image than when as I was trying to stifle my laughter than that one, which is all of the Yakuza who had just amassed into the streets, stopping what they were doing to stare up at a big screen of a teenage girl pop star making an impassioned speech on telly.
Oh, but I like to think...
I love it.
They do know that this is the daughter of Cosmic
and
Kiryu.
I guess.
I like to think that a lot of them are sort of thinking, oh, like my daughter.
Yeah.
You know?
Is she talking about me?
That's quite
No,
sweet.
John, she's not talking about you.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, good
She
stuff.
runs from the stage, sprinting down the halls of the Tokyo Dome, running after Kiryu. Piano music plays softly as the snow falls soft in the dimly lit streets of Tokyo. Kiryu slowly limping through the snow, his strength barely keeping him on his feet as his vision fades in and out. Until finally he can't take it anymore and he collapses to the ground. He reaches out, his hand trailing blood behind as he grips hard at the ground, trying to pull himself back up. I have to get back. Everyone is waiting for me. He looks at the hand outstretched in front of him. It's blurring through his fading vision, his eyes struggling to stay open until with a final sigh, his hand falls limp to the ground. And Cosmic Kiryu lies still in the blood-stained snow. The screen fades to black. Uncle Kaz! Some light filters back in as Kiryu opens his eyes just a slight bit, looking to see Haruka above him, holding him, begging him to hold on. He slowly, with difficulty, places his bruised hand on hers. A dream. Am I dreaming? She takes his hand, tears welling up in her eyes. You're not. I'm really here with you. And Kiryu falls limp in her arms as the camera pulls away and we fade to black. And then Yakuza 5 ends.
Ah.
Oh, wow, that's
That's the ending.
it.
Wow, good stuff.
Holy crap. Oh my god. Loved and obviously in a game about dreams we end with Kiryu's dream, which is
Yeah,
Haruka.
that was
I mean
very
obviously it's
sweet.
not an actual dream, but for him it's the dream manifest as her.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Lots to absorb.
Yeah.
Kazuma Kiryu dead. Well, yeah, in a meta sense, Chase, unfortunately, we do know.
Well, no, I don't even know in a meta sense what games in future he's in.
So-
Well, I just meant that we've got was it Ishin the samurai ones?
yeah, but
coming
those
up,
are
so-
alternate reality things. However, this is I just will never believe he's dead because we've seen this 3 times.
That is also a good
Well,
point.
but remember that every prior game ended with the fake out being revealed, and
Not the stabbing poison one.
No,
didn't it?
that
Yeah,
one
did.
immediately afterwards. And we
Immediately
were
afterward.
laughing about it at the time. He gets stabbed. You think, oh my god, what? And
then
it's
immediately
like
goes
the post-credit scene.
to Morning Glory, and
Yeah,
he's there.
immediately.
Well,
it's the next scene.
he's still fine.
I also believe that he's fine, but it doesn't make the weight of this moment feel any less powerful.
No, it's the connection between the
I will
two
say,
of them.
remember, this was released in 2012. The next game to come out was Yakuza 0, not Yakuza 6.
Of course.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Yakuza 0 came out in 2015, and then Yakuza 6 didn't come out until 2016.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Fans waited 4 years to find out if he's okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Oh my god. And do the samurai games now take place almost like he's in a coma or something? Is that you can tell it's the samurai?
They have been vaguely retconned-ish to be dreams of Kiryu's.
Right.
But in terms, the games themselves never say that.
Dreams?
It's-
Dreams.
It's never textual in the samurai games themselves. One of the samurai games hasn't even been released in the West. It's Japan only. The other one I don't even think was released in the West until very, very recently. They're fun. They're fun enough. maybe one day I'll do them, but they're not
not.
related.
Okay.
They're
I
like
thought
they-
it was like Kazuma Kiryu's great granddad or something,
No,
and it was
no,
meant
no,
to just
no.
be a bit of a ancestor story. But
No,
okay.
it's a little fun side thing.
Right,
It's just like a little samurai movie thing.
Cool. All right, this.
But yeah. Do you see? So, Yakuza 5, I love it. It sits in the higher tier of the A tier, but it's not an S tier. Like it's got so much good going for it. It's got so much good plot, so much good character, but it also has just so many faltering points that hold it back.
I would like to talk about Majima. So obviously my theory completely fell apart, which means that in the end, Kurosawa faked Majima's death, but actually just kidnapped him, and the whole time he's effectively been locked away somewhere.
No. So Majima hid himself away
Right,
as part of a plot that he was cracking between Daigo and Katsuya.
right.
So they all were in on it. Well,
So he doesn't get captured
Katsuya
until
was
the
last on
end.
it. Katsuya kind of knew an initial version of the plan, but then
Right.
Daigo went into hiding alongside
As
Majima.
part of an attempt to draw out the mastermind.
Yeah, which is why Katsuya was trying to find Majima, because he's like, what the fuck's going on?
Right.
My pal.
So he does not get kidnapped until he shows up, presumably to try and assassinate Kurosawa.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
It's basically, he goes up to kill Kurosawa, and Kurosawa goes, hey, I mean, you can try, but I'm just going to kill Haruka. And he goes, fuck. Well,
You really can't enjoy this one without knowing the story prior. Like
no, this is the
Yeah.
first one that kind of feels a bit textual.
because Majima's barely in it, and yet he's so integral to so much of the plot.
Yeah.
I think
He is the-
5 and even more so 6 when we get there,
Right.
really, really rely on you having played all the games.
Wow.
Yeah. Very much a direct sequel in a lot of ways. There were the highs were so high, and then there was just some sort of baffle. I think for me, it's just, and we've talked about this a few times now, the starting a new story every single time, and obviously they do interlink, especially the further on you go. But it's like it's a whole new thing, and it doesn't hit quite the same as the last one. Oh, I like this one a little bit more.
Yakuza has so many highs, right? Obviously, of course, all of the games, even the ones I don't care for, have highs, incredible highs. But of course, throughout, I have felt, because again, I don't think it's any secret to anybody that I'm not massively gelling with Yakuza as a series. Not because of you, just because of the series itself. Again, I've played 2/3 of Zero. And so therefore, I have had moments where I've been confused in all of them. Moments where I've been confused, moments where I've been bored, moments where I've been both confused and bored. But I've never had moments in a Yakuza lore dump where I have questioned the point of main plot stuff.
The point is baseball.
Part 4 really is a dip, but also it's not just part 4. Part 2 Saitama, which in hindsight, looking at it with maybe through rose-tinted glasses, was so funny that you got a kick out of it. But there have been numerous times where actually this plot is unnecessarily complicated. It doesn't feel like it all comes together in a satisfying way in the end.
This one really feels like one where they kind of prioritized gameplay over story. And they really prioritized going, we're going to make a big bombastic 5-character game, 5 locations, boom, 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 boom. And the story does kind of suffer a bit as a result, because they had to find ways to shove 5 characters in and give them all plots and relevance and yada yada.
Most underwhelming 11th hour villain, potentially.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I like Morinaga, I think, because he's kind of very much meant to be like, could be a Kiryu. But
I totally,
yeah, there's a lot of people who want, because for everything, everybody you said on the poster, I think none of them are
No one
dead.
dies.
None of them died.
No one dies.
That's a really
Not
good
a
point.
single person dies.
Yeah.
Do we see Baseball Man again? Do we play as him again?
We do not see him again.
We do not.
I'll be
see
very
him.
upfront. I told you guys outside, Yakuza 6, we return to only having 1 character.
Cool.
We don't have 6 characters this time.
Thank God.
No, we return to having only 1 character. I won't tell you anything about Yakuza 6. The only thing that I will tell you is that Yakuza 6 is the end of what I kind of consider phase 1
Right.
of the Yakuza series. Yakuza 6 is the end of Cosmic Kiryu's story.
That's interesting.
Oh, I don't want that.
And I'll kind of leave it at that.
I definitely felt, I've saying this to you in one of our breaks, I definitely felt the Kiryu vacuum. For sure. So when you tell me that 6 is the end of Kazuma Kiryu's story, a little part of me does go, oh no. I mean, presumably, I know there's a third protagonist that gets introduced. Again, I've based my avatar off him just because I know his face.
You say third because you think Majima was a protagonist.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Second, yeah.
But in reality, in hindsight, I should have made one of our faces Akiyama. He's been in more playable games than Majima. But yeah, that does make me slightly worried because, we are now at a point where we joked back in Zero. It's like, why do we care about Kiryu? We're now at the point where I'm like, can Kiryu come back?
It is so funny looking back and thinking about how much you didn't like Kiryu and Zero.
Yeah, I was like, it's so boring. Bring back Majima. And now I am at a point where it's like, more Kiryu. I wouldn't have minded if this was just the Kiryu game. The Kiryu and Haruka game. So we get more idol stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Very interested to see what's next for Haruka as well. Like, I'm assuming that she thought she was throwing her career away there. Wouldn't be at all surprised if it's like, people are really inspired by your honesty. You've got a whole new solo deal.
Yeah.
Like, in the next game.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that her idol career isn't over. It's fine if it is, and she is off to do something else.
But it did genuinely seem to be a dream. Well,
her dream, yeah. That Kiryu has sacrificed everything for in the end.
I really wish that we were doing 6 right away.
Yeah.
And not wait, because 6 is my favorite game in the series.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait for you two to experience 6.
I'm very excited, buddy.
Leads me into our next.
Gasp.
Is here. No one does it better. You have got to give it up to the living, breathing GOAT of WWE.
That's right, folks. It's finally time. Slaying the SmackDown. Okay, enough. We'll get struck. Hello, it's Bubba here. You both noticed some changes going on about YouTube. The algorithm's getting real bad. Winter's drawing in, and creators all over the app are having a hard time. So if you could chuck us a like, chuck us a hype, chuck us a subscribe. Hey, that rhymed. Goodbye.